Everyone knows Lego can be pretty expensive, but did you know there's a way to afford them on a budget? Well, here are 100 of the best Lego knockoffs for those that are trying to save some money. And let's start things off with the Mold King. Fans of Lego will be familiar with the Mold King, the Chinese analog. And let's just say that in the field of brick-based creations, Mold King distinguishes out for its expertise in making copies of remote-controlled vehicles and works really well as a Lego knockoff. I mean, these complex vehicles can be operated remotely using either a standard remote control or even a smartphone. Mold King also has some great products too, but their off-road buggy surely stands out. Overall, it's not a bad knockoff, but nothing's gonna beat the King Lego. But what about this next knockoff, which is something that everybody loves? Minions, right? Well, this is the Minion Munchies Mayhem. I mean, from a first glance looking at these guys, you wouldn't even really assume they're Lego, but nonetheless, with this set, you get to experience the crazy shenanigans of these yellow companions as they open up a hot dog stand. However, these hot dogs do seem very different from the regular Lego hot dogs because of their unusually flat profile. I mean, take a look at this and then take a look at this. Big difference, right? But for what's next, let's talk about something more unique, which is laser pegs. If you're looking for something different from the standard Lego brick building experience of just, like this yellow block and this blue block, then you might want to check out these laser pegs. In order to create its unique reflecting beauty, laser pegs does take an unusual approach by using transparent bricks and illuminated power bricks. Basically, your first impressions of this thing would be that, oh, it's Legos that glow in the dark. Now, of course, this aesthetic may not be for everyone, but it's quite popular with some builders in the millennial generation. On top of that, though, you gotta admit, it is pretty cool because the see-through blocks can be used to give, lame, boring areas of like your room or something, to give them a nice new shine, something unique to look at, so you can't beat it there. But can you beat Lele? Alright, let me explain. Lele is a Chinese Lego knockoff, which sometimes gets confused with Bella, which began by producing Lego knockoff minifigures before expanding into larger sets like the Star Wars Ultimate Collector series R2-D2. The many series that are available on Lele range from Star Wars to Jurassic World, Ninja, Heroes, Gatherings, Superheroes, My World, Worldcraft, Nexo Soldiers, Friends, and Creators, The Simpsons, Castle, Ultra Agent City, SpongeBob, Lord of the Rings, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Big Hero 6, and so much more. I mean, look, we've all wanted to have a Dragon Ball Z Lego minifigure, but Lego never made them. Well, guess what? Now you can get one. Check this one out. Now it's time for number 10 on the list, which is Sluban. When it comes to the field of sets with military-related themes, Lego has always opted to take a more traditional approach and keep its distance from the market. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Lego doesn't really like making military sets. They're kind of more kid-friendly, if you know what I mean, but I'm not saying that there isn't military sets out there. On the other hand, though, by Lego taking such an approach, it has unintentionally created a gap in the market that allowed smaller businesses like Sluban to fill it in with their unique military sets. Now, don't be so quick, though, to describe Sluban as one of those one-trick pony companies just because it's displaying military skills with a banner that's being waved high and proud. No. They do so much more, because this company has a creative collection that goes well beyond the barracks, going into the fascinating world of real-life jobs and cars, similar to that of the original Lego. Think of Sluban as covering more than just the tanks and troops. This right here, though, is Mega Bloks. It's one of the most oversized knockoffs of Lego, and Mega Bloks is an extension of Mega Constructs, which is a heavyweight rival in the world of kid-friendly building experiences. Think of it as the hip, cool sibling of Duplo, made especially for the tiniest of hands, because these bricks are an ideal companion for the younger builders out there, as they are larger and easier to grip, much like the superheroes of safety. It's definitely an opportunity for younger kids to soar in an environment that is both secure and easy, and it's a lot similar like Legos. Together, though, Duplo and Mega Bloks dance like they're ready to take on the world, but we can't pretend otherwise because size matters. you know what I mean? This right here is Banbao, and Banbao is a name that can grab your interest given that it is an active participant when it comes to the creative construction and a challenger in a fascinating world of Lego knockoffs. If you take a look at how Banbao manufactures its products, you'll see that it uses a special trick. They actually share a playing field with Lego and can hold their own when it comes to particle size while still getting along with them. But here's the bigger catch, though. Their plates and pellets are stronger than the typical Lego piece. And again, though, don't let that deceive you, because these blocks still share fondness for adaptability and can be created together without any noticeable gaps. So what's the deciding factor? Well, it's unparalleled when it comes to quality. And of course, since there is no serious competition, Banbao is free to set their prices at will. So compared to Lego, it's pretty good. But is it as good as Mega Constructs? Mega Constructs Wonder Builders is a great knockoff of Lego, and it brings together low cost and imaginative play that is an impressive display of creation. You can choose to enjoy a carefully prepared set or the excitement of creating your own unique set. In terms of variety too, licensed sets do stand out as a thriving market that does welcome fans of all ages. I mean, this knockoff does have sets revolving around Halo and Game of Thrones and many other cool things too. And And speaking of which, quite recently, Mega Construx Wonder Builders has found tremendous success in the licensed Magic market, but the company's original items now may be harder to come by because of it. But this in no way lessens the appeal of the opportunities that exist with the knockoff. For one, fans of the game Halo can now build classic vehicles and structures from the game by putting together sets such as the Covenant Armory Packs, the UNSC Warthog Run, and many more, sending shockwaves throughout the gaming universe. Or hold on a second, because now Game of Thrones fans can have something to celebrate too, thanks to the Winterfell Defense construction set. This masterwork gives you the opportunity to construct your very own Winterfell and recreate great moments from the series, complete with character figures too. I mean, who can forget their own little minifigs? Additionally, the Legends Motorbike Raid building set is the height of a challenge for those who have honed their skills in the trenches of Call of Duty. So go out and find your favorite set. But will you find one with brain flakes? Not so long ago, a newcomer to the scene by the name of Viahart debuted in the crowded world of building wonders in 2010 with a hidden gem called Brain Flakes, one of their best LEGO alternatives, which is a secret treasure that has not yet graced the radar of everyone. It's definitely a newer company around the block, but now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the magic that Brain Flakes brings to the table. On top of that too, these precious objects are completely risk-free for children and can work their magic on children as young as 3 years old, so they're very safe, making it possible for the whole family to go on a creative journey together. Then again though, the versatility of Brain Flakes is one of the things that makes them so appealing as a LEGO knockoff. Why not try it out? I mean, it is pretty good for a LEGO knockoff. Now it's time to talk about Magna Tiles. I mean, this is another great LEGO knockoff, and there's a reason why they're recognized and acclaimed as a brand that is allowed for use in STEM fields, because they harness the power of 3D magnet tiles, which of course can become the very building blocks of creative expression. And yes, it does stand out in a very unique way because these tiles connect to one another in a very different way, because I mean, they're magnets. And when it comes to size and complexity, there's a clear differentiation that can be made, because it's possible that magnet tiles, which are larger and more detailed than regular LEGO pieces, will push their price per piece a little bit higher than usual. But don't let that fool you though, because they are very different and kind of worth the price. A short one, I know, but now let's just move on to Creo, and I feel like you've heard about this one, because Creo has established itself as a strong LEGO rival for years and years already. I mean, this particular manufacturer offers a one-of-a-kind combination of licensed products and original constructions with a better preference than LEGO. On the other hand though, if you're just looking for something that's unexplored and completely something new to try out, Creo is a good option. But even while Creo did dabble in original sets at one point in time, it appears that they have since moved on to other things and, you know, firmly planted elsewhere. It's a common thing with all these LEGO knockoffs. I mean, they just stick to something like another franchise like Halo, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. I mean, it just works out better because, I mean, the sets are just cooler. I mean, I can't lie. In general though, the works that Creo has produced are illustrative examples of quality, which has earned the company appreciation from the community. I mean, a lot of LEGO fans know about it. But what's the secret ingredient exactly? Well, it's been passed down in the family for generations, because Creo's ability to produce ideas of the highest quality is not just a lucky coincidence, but rather an inheritance given to the company by its parent company, Hasbro. Oh yeah, everybody knows Hasbro. It's one of the biggest global giants when it comes to toy manufacturing. To begin with, the Star Trek series is one of the most popular options out there. I mean, these sets, inspired by the 2009 reboot and its sequel Star Trek Into the Darkness, let fans recreate their favorite moments from the films, including their favorite ships and characters from the Star Trek world. A lot of the newer people out there, and maybe a lot of people watching this video, won't even know what Star Trek is, but back then it was huge. And no, Creo isn't stopping there, because they've also joined the action with the G.I. Joe universe. Sets based on the live action films, the Adventure Team, A Real American Hero, allow fans to create their own situations in the G.I. Joe universe that are true to the show's essence. And their creativity still doesn't end there though, because their adaptability is demonstrated by the success of the Cityville Invasion series of their products. I mean, these sets are modeled after a hit online game, Cityville, and provide kids the tools to create their own thriving metropolises from the ground up, encouraging a special kind of blend of construction and creativity. I mean, it's clear to say that Creo is one of the more popular knockoffs. I mean, it's probably top 3. But is it as good as Ruminate? Look, everyone, no matter what their gender is, does take pleasure in playing with Legos or building Legos. I mean, it's just an undeniable fact. On the other hand though, one cannot help but note that the landscape of building sets typically trends towards catering most to male consumers. Basically what I'm trying to say is, like, Legos and stuff, typically you associate with the boys, right? But this gap may cause some girls to dismiss a field that has the potential to stoke their fires of creativity within them and refine their ability to find solutions to complex problems. But behold the solution, because how do you say this, bro? Yep, Ruminate is a brand that is on a mission to bridge this gap, recognizing recognizing the hidden potential that girls possess and waiting to be awakened within them. But despite having admirable objectives, oh my god. The Ruminate is currently in the process of expanding its business. Their sets, which are like puzzles waiting to be solved, might occasionally be a little bit challenging to put together properly. But let's not sugarcoat the reality here, because when it comes to the routine of locking pieces together, there is a trace of dissatisfaction that periodically emerges with this knockoff, which is just evidence of the never-ending process of improvement and just how much better Lego really is, like the real official company. But does number 2 have that exact same thing in mind? And that's Kata Bricks. The Car Technic series is representative of the company's enormous breadth of product offerings, yet that merely scratches the surface of Kata's vast body of accomplishments as a Lego knockoff. I mean, their portfolio features amazing concepts and creations in a variety of product categories, including engineering, the military, and firearms, amongst others. And to begin with, the efficacy of Kata cannot be called into question, because yet there are some users who do feel like the product may benefit from certain enhancements to its usability. For example, it would be much more useful if the bags were properly labeled and the instructions could be arranged in such a way that the components could be located rapidly and quickly, and just make it really quicker to build and much easier. After messing up with a variety of various sets that are comparable to Lego, even we are able to claim with absolute certainty that the fit of Kata Bricks is very similar to that of Lego's, if not identical. On top of that, Kata's quality is the primary factor that draws other people into it. I mean, their performance in the market in comparison to that of rival alternatives and other knockoffs is just amazing. I mean, it's like comparing Apple to Android. I mean, come on, we all love Apple here. I mean, comment Apple if you love Apple. When compared to real Lego bricks though, their genuine value becomes evident, as the value they bring more justifies the cost. Of course, they aren't the most reasonably priced stars in the sky, but the value you get from them do justify the cost. I mean, it's just really good for a Lego knockoff. But now let's top it off with the number 1 spot, and that's Kobe. Kobe is a unique competitor in the market for building blocks, as it creates designs that effortlessly carve out their own space among the Lego dynasty and its many rivals. Kobe's designs have an unmistakable smooth appearance, which they achieve by making careful use of larger plastic parts for the exterior of each structure. This is a one-of-a-kind approach that provides a specific style to their constructions, which separates them from others in an environment in which diversity does play an important role. Still though, this visual innovation does come with a trade-off in the form of a limitation on the artist's ability to reuse these components from one set to another. You're kind of limited when it comes to that. Then again, Kobe's singular concentration on real-world transportation, in particular automobiles and airplanes, is one of the most notable characteristics that set the company apart from its competitors. On the one hand, it positions their sets as an artful display piece, similar to the workmanship of model planes and vehicles that fans can passionately appreciate, and on the other hand, it positions their sets as an artful display pieces similar to the attention of detail of modern trains. And as a result, this addition of originality and realism raises the aesthetic appeal, which does attract the attention of people who are looking for intriguing showpieces to decorate their houses and shelves. It's just a more aesthetic approach to Lego, and it's really cool pieces for your room and things around the house. It's just a cool decorative piece. And now for the most exciting bonus relevant Lego knockoff part, Unico, an Italian construction toy manufacturer that provides a unique choice for the youngest builders just starting out on their imaginative journeys, and it does stand out as one of the greatest Lego knockoffs on the market. Although the pieces of Unico are a different color scheme than those of Lego Duplo, they are designed to be fully compatible with the original Lego Duplo system. For kids older than 2 years old, the Unico Farm stands out as the best option among Unico's options. The Unico Farm is an extensive collection of 126 pieces that make for a fun and instructive construction experience for young minds. The bright pieces of the set also have been carefully crafted to the interest of children and to teach them about animals and their environments. All in all, the Unico Farm is also a great alternative for children of all ages, since it does get them to start off with their first building experience with age-appropriate tools. From Lego sets being entirely copied by this secret company to the office set from Fat Mojo, here are some of the most notorious fake Lego sets you have to check out. And for starters, we've got this super sports car knockoff with 6 golden wheels. For the real Lego version, it only has 4 wheels and an opening door with a cop hiding in the trunk. And during a drop test, both cars took a nasty fall but surprisingly sustained minimal damage. But for the crash test, the Lego car was slingshotted into the sky and it bounced high with parts flying everywhere, though the wheels stayed intact. The knockoff car also survived with some front damage but could still drive, even with a few missing parts. And for the speed test, the Lego car reached up to 10 miles an hour before losing tires. And the knockoff claims to go 120 miles per hour, but it's actually just 12 miles per hour in real life, and also lost a tire. Next, here's a set from one of the greatest Pixar movies ever, Up. Now, with this Lego set comes a knockoff set with unique pieces and 2 minifigures. And when it comes to the fake Lego Up house set, there are a few noticeable differences that stand out. One of the first things you'll notice is that the minifigures come with disassembled legs. This isn't entirely surprising for knockoff Lego sets, but it's still a bit of a letdown compared to the genuine Lego minifigs. Then there's Doug, the beloved dog from Up. In this fake set, his snout is completely flat, making him look quite different from the original Lego Doug. It's pretty disappointing, especially for the fans who adore the doggy's unique look that he has. And as for Kevin, the kid from the movie, his legs don't even move because they are just short legs. This seems consistent, however, with the original Lego set where his legs also remain stationary. However, it is worth mentioning that Kevin's backpack in the fake set has some intriguing details that add a nice touch to the overall design. Another peculiar aspect of this set, though, is the bottom of the fake bricks. Instead of the usual circle bottoms found on original Lego bricks, these ones have lines. Despite this difference, they fit just fine with genuine Lego bricks, which is a relief if you are mixing and matching between pieces from real and fake sets. But from a distance, it's quite hard to tell that the set is even fake at all. Moving on, though, we have the notorious fake Lego brand called Lepin. They basically take popular Lego sets and shamelessly just copy them, but with a strange twist. For example, everyone loves the Lego Movie 2, right? Well, Lepin, I'm just gonna say Lepin, decided to rebrand as Lepin Bricks 2. That's kind of funny. I can't help but be annoyed by this blatant ripoff, and I'm sure you'd be annoyed by their lack of creativity as well. I mean, just look at the two side by side. It's a one-to-one copy. Why couldn't they just come up with their own original toy? I'm not so sure. They're not even trying to hide their shamelessness. And if that ripoff wasn't already bad, just wait until you see even more of Lepin's horrific releases. So, we all know what this is, right? It's one of Lego's beloved themes, Lego Star Wars. I mean, I can't exaggerate enough that it's one of the most popular movie franchises in the world, and Lego has created countless Star Wars sets over the years. But, of course, Lepin had to jump on the bandwagon with their own version called Lepin Star Warners? WNRS? Yes, you heard that right. Star Warners. Or however you're supposed to say that. It's like a kid asking their mom for McDonald's, but the mom just says, yeah, they got McDonald's at home. Yeah, no, we got McDonald's at home. And speaking of Star Wars knockoffs, Lepin also released another version called Lepin Star Plan. And instead of epic battles with lightsabers, this set suggests that characters are simply planning something in the stars. The whole idea of turning Star Wars into Star Plan just doesn't make any sense. They're basically copying Lego's homework, but asking ChatGPT to make it slightly different. I mean, the name change strips away all the excitement and adventure that the original Star Wars sets have. I mean, seriously, I don't know what they're trying with this. Of course, so let's move on to Lego Ninjago, another very popular theme among Lego fans. But of course, the same company, Lepin, strikes again with their version called Lepin Ninjago Thunder Swordsman. Why Thunder Swordsman? It's such a poor attempt to mimic the popular Ninjago theme, but the name makes absolutely no sense either. And instead of the thrilling adventures of the Spinjitzu masters, we get something that sounds like a weather forecast. Thunder Swordsman. Ninjago is known for its exciting ninja action and epic battles, not for weather patterns or thunderstorms. It's almost as if Lepin is trying to parody the original set, but just failing miserably. Like, they're just joking, they're just making a joke of themselves. Sticking with Ninjago, however, Lepin didn't stop there. They also copied the Ninjago movie, but renamed it Lepin Ninja Saga. Yeah, you're hearing that right. The Ninjago movie is full of humor, action, and memorable characters, but Lepin Ninja Saga sounds like a badly released anime. It just doesn't sound fun at all. The lack of creativity here is just, it's astronomical. I mean, you couldn't think of a better name? Switching gears, though, from Ninjago, we finally have something that's not from Lepin. This time, it's from Playmobil, and they decided to copy the James Bond car. While Lego does have their own version, Playmobil's take is less impressive. I mean, this set includes weird-looking James Bond minifigures and is recommended for ages 5 to 99 because apparently Playmobil discriminates against 100-year-olds now. Okay, bad joke, I know. But regardless, the figures look so cursed and off-putting that it's hard to take them seriously at all. And look, Playmobil, usually does a decent job with their sets, and they're not really a knockoff or a fake, but this one just misses the mark entirely. The minifigures literally look like they could be the next Jumanji pieces rather than a James Bond set. However, next, let's just talk about Mega Constructs, and I think you've heard of this one. They have the rights to franchises like Halo and Pokemon, which is something we all wish LEGO had, so I guess they have that advantage. However, their sets often look awkward and poorly designed, which makes their licenses for Halo and Pokemon feel like a complete waste. Like, why doesn't LEGO have that? Honestly, I've never even heard of this brand up until now. You might have, but me personally, I even haven't. For instance, their Skeletor Skull set is just strange. While the Pokemon sets are cool in concept, they'd be much better if LEGO made them. Like, come on, wouldn't you want an official LEGO Pokemon set or anything related to Pokemon? Mega Constructs tries to capture the magic of these franchises, but their execution is often lacking. Like, their execution is just horrible. Speaking of horrible, it would be pretty bad if you didn't subscribe right now. The builds are clunky and the minifigures look so off, making you wish that, again, LEGO had the license instead. Now, here's a weird one, a fake LEGO Minecraft set. And I feel like there's a lot of these. This is a set by a brand called JLB, no, not JBL like the speaker, and it looks so wrong on so many different levels. Sure, it's simplistic with poor coloring and design, but there's also another knockoff brand called My World, which produces low-quality Minecraft figures and sets as well. They're blatant ripoffs, and they don't even come close to the quality of the real, genuine LEGO Minecraft sets, or figures, or anything related to it. The whole point of Minecraft sets is to capture the blocky charm of the game, but these knockoffs just end up looking cheap and unappealing at all. Pieces don't fit together well, and the colors are all just off. I mean, making it a far cry from the real deal whatsoever. But I mean, hey, until the official LEGO Minecraft sets came out, maybe you had to buy these. I'm not sure what really came first. Moving on, let's look at the Avengers Helicarrier. Everybody knows the Avengers Helicarrier, but once again, Le Pen is behind this knockoff again. And instead of LEGO Marvel superheroes, we got Le Pen Super Escort. That's a crazy name. Yes, you heard that right. They decided that superheroes are now called Super Escorts, as if they're guiding villains to prison or something. The names Le Pen just comes up with are just consistently ridiculous and just absolutely cursed. And you gotta let me know which Le Pen fraud set you find the most amusing. I mean, just comment it down below. The Avengers Helicarrier is an iconic set full of detail and action, but the Le Pen Super Escort just sounds like a bad parody. It's clear that Le Pen has just absolutely no understanding of what makes these sets super special, and they just want money. It's just a huge money grab. And right here we have the most cursed big LEGO sets, courtesy of another YouTuber, Ryan's World. Ryan's World sets are infamous for their poor design and construction. One of them is Combo Panda's fire truck, which just looks awful with weird figures and cheap build quality. And look, I don't want to throw shade, but the set claims to be compatible with other brands, which is a sly way of saying it can mix with real LEGO bricks. The whole concept is unsettling, but hey, if you're into this style, then that's totally your choice. Look, there's nothing wrong with it. Ryan's World may be popular with younger people and younger audiences, but these sets are just poorly made, fall apart easily, and don't offer the same play experience as real LEGO. I mean, they could have tried a little better. I mean, hey, it's your decision. Next, though, let's talk about the LEGO Ninjago Temple of the Dragon Energy Core set and its knockoff from AliExpress. Yep, AliExpress this time. At first glance, the boxes look quite similar, but a closer look reveals some telling differences. The real LEGO box has a more muted, refined color scheme, while the fake one is oddly shiny and almost like they used some cheap paint for it. And when you open the boxes up, the differences become even more apparent. The bags in the knockoff set are completely different from what LEGO uses. The plastic feels cheaper, and the numbers on the bags look like they were hastily stamped on, as if no one even cared about the details. I mean, how do you make plastic feel cheaper? It's plastic. The instruction booklet too in the real LEGO set is well made and comes with a nice cover art, but in the knockoff, the booklet is a lot smaller, has no cover art, and they really skimped out on the details. The stickers in the fake set also look off with a different backing and an odd feel. And from a distance look, the knockoff might look similar to the real LEGO, but once you start handling it for real, you can tell something isn't right. The pieces don't really fit together well, and they sometimes just get stuck or just even hard to take apart altogether. The stickers don't match the piece colors at all, just making the set look mismatched and cheap even more. When you compare the minifigs side by side too, the differences are even more clear. On the right, we have the fakes, and on the left, the real ones. Lord Ross in the knockoff set looks like he's had a rough night out, to say the least, with a misprinted head and an arm that is one sneeze away from completely falling off. And Kai, well, his face looks like it was drawn by someone who doesn't know symmetry at all. The head won't stay on, and the arms are looser than a politician's promises, and overall, the minifigs scream We tried, but not very hard. Like, not hard enough to be convincing and good, you know what I mean? And look, from a build standpoint, the sets look similar at glance. Once again, I've already said that, but there are key differences. The fake set stickers don't match the colors of the pieces, and there are no Lego logos on the studs. The Dragon energy cores are different too. The fake one is sparkly with some prints, while the real one has defined color and no sparkles. The fake set tries to be an exact copy of the real one, but the instructions cram too many steps together, making them hard to follow. I mean, instructions should be easy, especially with Lego. And right here we have the Lego Ideas The Office set, and of course its counterpart. After years of being a Lego fan, I was, and I bet you were too, thrilled when Lego finally announced the Lego Ideas The Office set. But guess what? Lego wasn't the first to the party, because a couple of years down the line, you could find a similar set at Target for just $30. Officially licensed from The Office by NBC and made by Fat Mojo. It probably took Lego so long to release their set because Fat Mojo had the exclusive rights. Like, how did they get the rights first? They even released minifigure packs with small builds, which Lego even hasn't done yet. Now look, many fans online debate whether it's a fake Lego set or not since Fat Mojo got the license first, but let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not so sure. It's still not really Lego at the end of the day. I don't know. The Fat Mojo set also includes only 3 minifigures: Michael, Dwight, and Jim. The Lego set, the real one, on the other hand, includes a ton of minifigures. I mean, just look at this one, this one, this one, and even this one. The Fat Mojo figures tower over the Lego ones, which look a little ridiculous since the rest of the pieces are in scale with Lego pieces. I'm not really sure why they did that. And of course, the builds themselves are also different. The Lego set has an exterior while the Fat Mojo set doesn't. And inside, the Lego set is more detailed and condensed. Michael Scott's office in the Lego set is removable and packed with details like a megaphone, awards, the world's best boss mug. I mean, how could anyone forget that? While the Fat Mojo office has some nice touches also, but it does lack the charm of the Lego version. I mean, you just can't compare the both of them. The Lego set, the real one, also includes a meeting room and Phyllis's and Stanley's desks, complete with fun details like the Homer Simpson nod and a trash can fire. Even like the very small builds or the small little details like the stapler in Jello are included as well. That's pretty cool. Jim and Dwight's desks in the Lego set are also detailed and proportionate, while the Fat Mojo set just looks ridiculous with its oversized figures. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. It makes zero sense. The reception desk in the Lego set is another highlight as well. The colors are better and the details are more refined. The Lego set, let's just face it, is all around better, has a well-built copier, a printer, a cleaner reception area, and just a lot more like we already listed. The density of the details, the memes, and the overall quality of the Lego set far surpasses the Fat Mojo set. Also, what a weird name, Fat Mojo? In the end, it's clear that Fat Mojo's set just doesn't compare to Lego. The Lego set is a slam dunk filled with thoughtful details and high quality builds, and things that are also proportional in size. No wonder Fat Mojo lost its license to Lego. Whoop-de-whoop-de-doo. Womp womp. While it took a while to get an official Lego The Office set because, again, the licensing thing, Lego certainly delivered when they finally did, and we're all thankful for that. Next on the list, we have another very popular franchise that I'd say is on par with Star Wars, Harry Potter. Everybody knows it. Along with Lego's success with their Harry Potter sets, there also comes the bootlegs and knockoffs to follow along. I mean, for instance, just check out this Lego Hogwarts castle from the Order of the Phoenix for around $50 on AliExpress. So let's dive into what this bootleg version has to offer, starting with the minifigures. We've got all the main characters like Draco Malfoy, Hermione Granger, Harry Potter, and Ron Weasley. Draco looks pretty decent in the bootleg version, to be honest, though his face could use a little touch-up. Hermione, though, oh boy, they didn't quite capture her likeness. The face print is a bit off, especially those bright pink lips. She looks like she's more ready for a fashion show rather than being a wizard. Harry's face seems a little bit lower than it should be, giving him a perpetual puzzled look. And oh boy, poor Ron. His bootleg face looks more like a caricature than the actual real deal. Look, they didn't quite nail his ginger charm, to put it mildly. Now, onto the professors. Professor Umbridge is surprisingly not bad considering she's exclusive to this set. Her cheeks might be a tad too pink, but hey, it's Umbridge, so maybe that's intentional. Hagrid, though, is a bit of a disappointment. They gave him regular minifigure arms on that massive Hagrid torso, making him look like a short-armed giant. Oh, and that glossy beard? It's a bit much for even Hagrid. Dumbledore's looking alright, though his beard and hair alignment could use a bit of magic, if you know what I'm saying. And Snape, well, he's actually pretty cool in this bootleg version, with that unique purple torso and those menacing bangs. Now, let's talk about the castle itself, because this Hogwarts is imposing to say the least. It's built with these large pieces that give it that grand, magical feel. The stained glass windows and the gargoyle touches are nice, but there are some quirks like the odd paint job on some of the details. Professor Umbridge Umbridge's office is a highlight, complete with those cute kitty stickers because of course she would have those. And the greenhouse is another cool addition with those creepy mandrakes straight out of the movie. And look, the build itself is fun, even if it's not super detailed. And honestly, this might be one of the very few fake or knockoff sets that I'd accept, especially if you missed out on the past Harry Potter sets. Coming up next, check out this authentic LEGO Star Wars Republic gunship with its bootleg counterpart. First off, take a look at these two gunships side by side. Can you even tell which is which? Look, it's not always easy, but a closer inspection does of course reveal some key differences. One major area where the fake set falls short is in the minifigures itself. I mean, let's be honest, fake minifigures always stand out. It's 7 in total for the authentic LEGO set, each meticulously detailed to match their movie counterparts. But the bootleg minifigures on the other hand, well, I mean, they try their best. The Super Battle Droid looks pretty close to the real deal at first glance, but upon closer inspection, you'll notice the missing LEGO logo on the pieces. I mean, it's a dead giveaway. Then of course there is the red clone captain, arguably the most sought after minifigure from the original set. And right away you'll notice the bootleg version's helmet printing is off, and sometimes the head comes off with it too. But moving on to the clone pilot, it's not so terrible to be honest. From a distance you might mistake it for the real thing, but the differences in color and face prints become apparent super close up. And Padme, well, let's just say her skin tones are a bit mismatched, and those lips, let's just call it a unique interpretation for the minifigure. Now, Obi-Wan Kenobi actually fares decently in the bootleg version, though the face print looks a bit squished compared to LEGO's attention to detail. But of course, save the best for last because the most hilarious or terrifying one, depending on your perspective, is the bootleg Anakin Skywalker. I mean, the lack of eyebrow prints until you remove the hairpiece is a quirky touch, but definitely not authentic LEGO quality. Let's just be real. Now, however, onto the gunships themselves. The bootleg version looks surprisingly close to the real thing, as I just said, albeit missing the LEGO branding on the pieces, of course. The build experience is similar to say the least, with all the play features intact, like the carrying handle, the opening compartments, and those flick fire missiles that are a bit tricky to get working properly, but they're all pretty similar. And look, if I'm being honest, if you're looking for a budget-friendly way to add the iconic 2013 LEGO Republic gunship to your collection, well, the $40 to $50 fake version does a surprisingly good job. Like, I wouldn't be too upset with it. It closely resembles the original in appearance and feel, though of course, like I said, there are some minor differences in quality and minifigures. However, if you are a fan of authenticity and value the LEGO brand's quality craftsmanship, then saving up for the real deal might be more satisfying, might be more worth it, and I guess opt out for getting the fake one. But hey, if you don't want to, fake one won't be so bad. But now we're diving into Adventure Time's real LEGO minifigures and their knockoff doppelgangers. Let's kick it off with the official LEGO minifigures. First up, we have Jake. He's decent, but you know, LEGO could have nailed his doggy charm a bit better, I guess. But look, I'm not complaining. The flashlight accessory is a nice touch, but I'm not sure Jake's really even feeling it. Then there's Lumpy Space Princess, looking all regal with her custom mold. They've definitely done her justice, even if she came pre-assembled. BMO's next, and boy, does this little guy stand out. Like, literally, he is like thrice the size of Jake. LEGO Dimensions must have thought bigger was better with this one, but I'm not convinced. And speaking of LEGO Dimensions, little side note, but I miss it. Now, on to the imposters or the doppelgangers. Surprisingly, Jake's knockoff looks more like the real deal than the official LEGO version itself. But, hold your applause because the plastic screams, I'm a cheap imitation. I mean, they really missed a trick not giving Jake his own custom body mold. So don't worry, the fake one isn't better than the real one. Next, the old man. Yeah, he's forgettable in the series and equally forgettable in the knockoff form. I mean, those earpieces don't quite sit right, giving him a top-heavy look. And look, LEGO would have nailed those proportions better. Let's just be honest. On top of that, the fake BMO is completely underwhelming compared to the official LEGO BMO. And Princess Bubblegum tries to fill the LEGO void since she wasn't part of LEGO's release, but she's got some serious dress issues. It's like she's been in the sun too long, getting all that tan in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just look at it. Magic Man pulls off a decent trick with his knockoff, but the printing's not bad, but that face, I mean, he's got a skeleton nose going on. I don't really know what's going on there. Blob and Lemon Grab also make an appearance in the knockoff land. Blob's got a cool custom mold, but seriously, I mean, where's the face variation? Lemon Grab, on the other hand, is pretty good, but this knockoff version lacks that LEGO exaggeration factor. You know what I'm saying? A bit bland, but still doable. It's not bad. And then, I know you've been waiting for it, there's that Finn knockoff. I mean, look at those feet. His feet are so terribly they're so terribly painted. This one's a prime example of why you don't mess with the LEGO formula, because these details colors. Yes, they do matter. And look, don't even get me started with Jake. I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Lastly, though, look, I lied. Lastly, the Lich King. In the show, he's terrifying. In the knockoff form, he's not bad, I guess. The plastic cape's a neat touch, but those paint smudges, yeah, Lego would have banished those with a snap of their bricks. Ha. Bad joke. Lego is known for many different things, but being able to make real-life foods probably isn't one of them. So these are some of the best and most bizarre Lego foods in real life that you can come across. Starting things off, here's a straightforward version of a hot dog that has been given the name by some glizzy, but I don't call it that. You might though. The construction consists of spherical 2x2 bricks and a dome piece, which together form the points of this little canine-inspired delicacy in a very artistic manner. And when it comes down to the actual bun of the hot dog, it's used using inverted slopes, plates, and tiles that all come together in a way that is seamless, resulting in a finish that is pretty pleasant and pretty satisfying to look at. I mean, this thing looks pretty dang real. Wouldn't you take a bite out of it? Just make sure you don't eat it in a weird way because, hey, yo, bro, what is that? But while that's going on, the focus does shift over to a mouth-watering helping of fried chicken. This variation goes for a mouth-watering drumstick, which is a popular choice among a lot of people. And as for the color choice, which is a striking dark orange tint, it gives an added sense of flair to the overall appearance. The construction then makes use of a method called lateral building, which maybe only pro Lego builders know, but it basically encompasses all four sides of the object being built to ensure an accurate reproduction of the desired chicken shape. You can't mess up a chicken tender or a fried chicken, you gotta get it right. And to top all of that off, here is a simple cookie that has been constructed utilizing tan plates and brown studs that resemble the appearance of chocolate chip cookies. It looks pretty real already, and it's kind of big too. For this next food though, it isn't really too much of a food, but more of a drink. I mean, well, yeah, it is a drink. Look at it. Made by Prime Creations, this is a custom-made Lego version of the famous Prime drink by Logan Paul and KSI. And whether you like the taste or not of Prime, or even like Logan Paul or KSI even, you gotta admit the turnout of this concept is pretty cool. Anyway, moving on though, have a look at a slice of cake made entirely out of Lego, which is a task that does require careful texturizing, where utilizing the reverse sides of plates is required in order to get the desired effect of a cake-like appearance. It's no easy task. The realism is brought out further by also a touch of icing put on the sides of the cake, which is then decorated with various trinkets and topped with a gorgeous candle. And voila, there you go, a slice of cake made entirely out of Lego. You know what people do? Is it cake or is it fake? This could pass. The next item on the menu though, see what I did there? Is a small version of sushi, which is a well-liked treat despite the fact that it may be quite expensive sometimes. You see, the salmon finds its place in the dish together with a variety of vegetables and possibly a hint of spicy mayonnaise too, which who eats spicy mayonnaise? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. The assemblage though also uses a variety of colors to simulate the many components that go into making sushi. I mean, making sushi is no easy task. You gotta get the bamboo thing, the seaweed, the rice, all the ingredients, roll it up together, press it firmly, crush it, cut it, you get the point. And such colors that are used are things such as the black bits that stand out for the seaweed and the white portions that symbolize the rice. And of course, there's no such thing as a full dinner or supper unless it is preceded by a day that promises a mouth-watering treat in the form of a burger combo. So all you need to do to really assemble this delicious burger is just take piece by piece and delicately join it with Technic pins. And even while the building of the Lego may look like it requires a lot of, precise and precision and all that stuff, the end goal is to still create something that both is aesthetically pleasing and yummy for the tummy. I'm never saying that again. That being said though, a wonderfully scrumptious treat that is presented now before you is that of a taco. I mean, who doesn't love tacos, right? It's just a mouth-watering feast that should be savored with any further delay. Like, I would just go down on this thing. For it to happen though, the taco should feature a combination of spherical plates that form the shell of the taco, and meat, chopped tomatoes, sour cream, guacamole, whatever you really put in a taco, and that ever-craved queso are some of the components that are represented by varying shades of sections that come together to form the whole thing. And the end product is a portrayal that is both visual and inventive and successfully conveys the essence of everyone's favorite indulgence on Tuesdays. Who doesn't eat tacos on Tuesdays? Actually, I don't sometimes, but I gotta eat them more. With that though, imagine yourself setting out an unforgettable adventure on which irresistible draw of tortilla chips meets the limitless wonders of Lego construction. Like, who wouldn't want tortilla chips to go with the taco? I mean, a taco is kind of a big tortilla chip. You get the point though. For that, consider your Lego pieces to be colorful ingredients picked from a magical kitchen, where your Lego tortilla chips will take form on a background of tan, smooth tiles, which capture capture the essence of the snack food. You can use the little brown studs with Lego as a miraculous burst of flavor, and you'll get the idea that these Lego tortilla chips are just as crunchy as the real thing. I wouldn't advise you to really eat it, but you could try to take a bite and see, it's pretty crunchy still. Although, here's another question. Who doesn't love coffee, right? Maybe younger people, but still, coffee's great. I mean, coffee's the constant friend that helps us get through the day, whether it's a reassuring morning routine or a lunchtime pick-me-up. We all love coffee, right? Some of us do, at least. Now, picture taking this much-loved activity to the next level by creating a one-of-a-kind Lego coffee masterpiece. Of course, the possibilities are practically limitless when you actually have Lego parts at your disposal, but try carefully placing bricks of various shades of brown and tan in order to imitate the deep color of roasted coffee beans. Then you could capture the steam that rises from a mug of coffee, and you can capture that using the components that are transparent, which adds a touch of reality to the scene. It makes it look a little more real. I mean, imagine that from a distance and you're squinting your eyes, you could mistake it for a real cup of coffee. And you can even experiment with different tile colors for the coffee foam to make it even more attractive. And remember, it's your coffee. You can do whatever you want with it. Using Lego bricks to create a replica of your go-to mug from your neighborhood coffee shop may also be a fun and fulfilling challenge, like what it would be to hold this miniature masterpiece, which features a curved handle and a design that is warm and inviting to anyone. And the cherry on top of the cake, well, the cake was previous in the video, but you might want to consider setting your Lego coffee creation down on a little saucer, which will offer an additional layer when it comes to the realism of it. An attention-grabbing and pleasant ode to everyone's favorite beverage can now be produced with the many textures, colors, and details that Lego all bring together. Meanwhile, you can unleash your creative potential by delving into your Lego creation and beginning on a mission to build a donut that appears to be delicious enough to eat. I mean, all these foods do, but especially the donut. To construct this thing, you'll need the foundation first of the donut, and you could do that by using a variety of bricks with warm colors that can actually make the image and the golden tones of a newly baked donut. So in order to recreate that delectable coating, you'll need to go into your Lego palette and select a palette consisting of glossy components. You need the shininess. Your creative attempt will then receive an additional dose of realism if you do use these to imitate the ooey gooey goodness that is dripping down the edges of your virtual donut. Anyways, not to mention, appreciate the beautiful nuances that go into making donuts one of the world's most craveable foods as you shape the Lego donut masterpiece. And you may also imitate the delicate ridges and folds that develop in the dough as, it rises and bakes using the pieces that you've picked out carefully. And if you want to, you can give your Lego donut an extra dash of the just extra goodness if you consider putting it on a miniature plate that looks like the ones you can get at a local bakery or Dunkin' Donuts, wherever you really get donuts from. This not only improves the appearance and makes it look more real, but it also adds a sense of humor and fun into the mix. I'm not too sure how it adds a sense of humor, but trust me, it does. Now, behold, your eyes are about to be treated to a marvel of creativity and craftsmanship in the form of a scrumptious turkey dish that has been constructed entirely out of Lego bricks. Because imagine the thrill you'll feel as you'll put together the delicious turkey complete with physical features that look just like the bird's luscious skin. The essence of a jolly Christmas centerpiece is brought to life by each brick that is lovingly set in its proper location, and the rich orange and brown colors blend together to create a seamless effect that replicates the cooked to perfection appearance of a real turkey. Imagine Thanksgiving but with this. Still, that's not all, because to build the traditional side, such as a brick-built stuffing, which is a delicious combination of a tan and brown bricks, and the brick-built roasted vegetables too to go along with it, which have an attractiveness of golden crispiness. Who actually uses the word crispiness? Anyways, the creative flair is continued when you add a cranberry sauce made of Lego bricks that shimmers with translucent red bricks and a mountain of brick-built mashed potatoes that are so realistic you can almost smell them. Unless you've never had this meal before, then you won't really know what it smells like, but you get the point. Let's think about what's on the other hand though, because one of the most effective methods of reaching a state of zen is to focus on confronting a scent of a freshly baked cherry pie floating through the air. That's right, because this aroma is a nostalgic treat that invokes pictures of, like warm kitchens and time spent with loved ones. It just makes you feel good. So picture yourself transforming this memorable event into a one-of-a-kind work of art by constructing your very own Lego pie with Lego bricks in real life. Simply just search through your Lego collection and find a variety of bricks with warm tones, like pink and just colorful things that can serve as a representation of the lush colors of a ripe cherry and a golden crust. But now it's time for one of the biggest meals, and that's to create a masterpiece of Lego spaghetti and meatballs. You'll need to begin by collecting a variety of pieces that represent various colors of noodles and delicious meatballs. You should definitely consider using bricks in a tan and brown color scheme to mimic the warm tones of these components. Whereas when it comes to spaghetti, you want to use the long parts that are thin, such as, Technic connectors or flex tubing. They can perform wonderfully in producing a lifelike effect when it comes to, the spaghetti in a bowl. And making the meatballs is definitely a fun and rewarding activity. To recreate the varied, rich textures and colors of these delicious spheres, you can use use small studs that are round and come in a variety of colors of brown. You can use light brown, dark brown, medium brown, whatever brown you think works. Just get a mix in there. Definitely experiment with different placements of them too and make them look as mouth-watery, as tasty as possible, almost to the point where someone could eat it on accident. But don't forget, when you are putting the dish together, try to imagine the sauce as larger flat pieces and a brilliant shade of red that are draped over the spaghetti to capture the essence of a hearty Italian supper, right? And honestly, you'll just need a bit of imagination and a few carefully chosen Lego pieces, and you'll bring the magic together of spaghetti and meatballs in real life. Now, time to create a stack of precisely textured Lego waffles by carefully stacking bricks that look like Lego waffles on top of one another. This would then result in a design that looks appetizing and crisscross, which would then make your mouth water. Maybe, if you really like waffles. The bricks' warm golden brown textures capture the spirit of a newly baked waffle, while the inventive use of smooth and textured components give it a touch of lifelike realism, which is the whole point. As you go further on too, you'll get the sensation of you're like almost like you're a culinary architect, because you're creating a masterpiece that bridges together the gap between the joy of playing with Lego bricks and the pleasure of indulging in morning goodies. Okay, honestly, comment right now, pancakes or waffles? That being said and done though, let's now tap into our inner DJs to create Lego marshmallow pops. Everybody loves marshmallow pops. I mean, I've never tried it, but it sounds really good. To begin, you gotta use bricks that are sleek and black in color to create DJ headgear, and then attach these to stick-like Lego pieces, which will then function as the pop handles so that the pop can be held, because how else are you gonna make it? Now comes the exciting part though, to build the marshmallow heads by constructing them out of white bricks and giving them round, charming contour. But for another dessert, on the other hand, you can take it up a notch and step into your imaginative sphere as you build little s'mores out of Lego bricks and marshmallows too. To get started with these ones, you'll need fashion bases similar to graham crackers by gently shaping tan and brown bricks into the desired shape. And after that, you can construct a chocolate layer with bricks that are either very dark brown or completely black. And in the end, simply put the finishing touches on your masterpiece by constructing round marshmallow top out of white Lego round pieces, and voila, your masterpiece of s'mores is now ready to be admired by others, but don't let others eat them on accident. And on the other hand, during the hot summer months too, which summer is right now, who doesn't enjoy a nice cold Coke too? So picture yourself putting together the foundation of your Lego Coke masterpiece by skillfully stacking bricks of smooth red color to create the color associated with cola. You can recreate the iconic Coke label too, and like the logo, by employing a compelling mix of printed and stickered tiles, capturing the essence of the classic red backdrop and the bold white Coca-Cola logo all in the process. Now is when the magic happens, because you gotta infuse the magic of the fizz with the Coke with a sprinkle of clear circular bricks that have been precisely positioned to represent the bouncy attraction of recently opened bottles of Coke. But thankfully, that's not the end of the culinary adventure that you can do with Lego, because there's always a place for sunny side ups, or eggs. Who doesn't love eggs? So you can construct a round dish of a variety of tan and brown Lego parts, which will then serve as a base for our Lego eggs cooked with a sunny side up technique, which is the most iconic look, to be honest. Now it's time to make the egg whites, which consists of an attractive blend of white and light yellow bricks placed in a circular shape that mimics the straightforward appearance of traditional eggs and prepared with the sunny side up method. And oh, look at those yolks, man. God damn, look at those things. Wow. Finally, you can also allow your creativity to come full circle as you build a star of the edible canvas out of Lego bricks that are spherical and transparent to suggest the richness of the golden egg yolk. You know what I mean? Basically, you're just adding more hints of detail. Though, you know what could be the most fun to cook with Lego? Well, if you guess Lego tater tots, aren't they just so perfectly synced now? We don't really have pictures of this because you can try to build it for yourself. So for that to happen, you have to start by creating a makeshift dish out of Lego bricks to use as a oil bath, and line the inside of your dish with your supposed parchment paper that is safe to use in a supposed oven. The frozen Lego tater tots are then to be placed on your Lego dish, as they are to take a joyful, nice, fun dive into the oil bath, which makes them very crispy, I promise you. And while they're sizzling up to a golden splendor, a separate Lego slide is waiting, ready to greet you and ready to be showered with a sprinkling of seasonings that you have chosen, which can range from green Lego zesty herbs to bold orange Lego brick spices. And how can you forget the ketchup? Bro, who eats these without ketchup? So given that adding a flavorful dip of sauce to your food makes eating an experience, why don't you just grab a piece of red and yellow Lego brick to act as though you've just whipped up some incredible salsa and some cheese dip? Or who actually eats cheese dip? I guess some people like it. Anyway, let's end off with a rundown of the amazing cookbook that we have just created so far with the one and only cereal bowl. Everybody starts their morning with this. Find a lovely collection that you can of bright bricks that mimic the rich colors of your preferred breakfast cereal, and then put them in the bowl. But wait, you can't forget the milk. Well, when it comes to the milk though, here's where it comes in. You have to choose bits that are nice and smooth and white, because they wonderfully imitate the milk's creamy texture. Again, for the cereal, use small spherical studs in a fun assortment of colors, just like the range of colors that you would find in a bowl of cereal cereal in the morning. You gotta make sure you do it right. You can then use the flat base parts for the bottom and the elements with a slope for the sides to give it the traditional bowl form.
From a much awaited James Bond Lego video game that was never released, to a Lego Bionicle movie that got canceled before it could hit the big screen, these are some of the most incredible Lego items that were never released. Alright, starting off, have you heard about the unreleased Lego set 1375 Wrestling Scene? It's this cool Spider-Man set from the studio's theme that never officially hit the market. Rumor has it that there are some prototypes out there. Picture this, 128 pieces, a wrestling ring with Bonesaw, and Spider-Man sporting his prototype outfit as the Human Spider. And they even threw in a cameraman with the camera. This set is inspired by that epic wrestling scene in the 2002 Spider-Man film by Sam Raimi, aka the original one, where Peter Parker takes on Bonesaw to score some cash for a car and to impress Mary Jane Watson. Here's a throwback for you, the 3868 Phineas and Ferb Lego set from 2012. Originally part of the Lego Games theme, remember those? It stood out because it was a licensed set featuring the popular Phineas and Ferb cartoon. It's a one-of-a-kind deal since there are no other Lego sets from that show. Sadly, it never saw the light of day, possibly due to Lego Games wrapping up around the same time. All that said, you can still find instructions for it online. Definitely a relic from the past. Have you ever heard of the unreleased Lego Games set 3867 Maya Mystica? It's a bit of a mystery itself since there's only a blurry image of the box floating around. Set to launch in 2012, right before Lego Games bid farewell. This one might have faced a similar fate as Phineas and Ferb did. It's such a shame as the artwork looks fascinating, and who wouldn't want a Lego set inspired by Mesoamerican history and culture? Lego definitely missed out on a golden opportunity there. Alright, so there's this recent Lego set, 40489 Mr. and Mrs. Claus's Living Room from 2021. It was supposed to be a Black Friday Christmas themed freebie, but Lego dropped it at the last minute, citing it did not meet their strict quality standards. Crazy, right? You can snag it on eBay, but be ready to part with some serious cash. Apparently, there's this Santa's naughty list tile that might have raised some Lego eyebrows. You can also try your hand at rebuilding it using instructions shared online by dedicated fans. Who knew Santa's living room could be so controversial? Okay, so the 42113 Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey is quite the story. This Lego set had a wild ride. It hit shelves in places like Australia and New Zealand before Lego slammed the brakes on it. Why? Well, it's a Technic Osprey, and that caused quite a stir. The German peace organization threw shade at Lego, claiming it broke the no military sets rule. But wait, there's more. Reviews rolled in, and it revealed that this set had serious gear-crunching flaws. Lego blamed the military angle, but most reviewers smelled a smokescreen, saying the design was just plain wonky. Now, it's a collector's gem on the secondary market, and also a slice of Lego drama history. Okay, so get this. There's this Lego set, 21038 Las Vegas Skyline, that went through a wild ride. It was all set to drop in January of 2018, depicting the Mandalay Hotel. But then, the tragic 2017 Las Vegas shooting happened, and Lego decided to hit the brakes. They swapped out the Mandalay with the Bellagio, rebranded it as 21047 Las Vegas, and voila! Check out Brick Architect's deep dive for the full scoop. He was able to snag one from South Africa, where they put the canceled sets up for grabs. That's definitely some Lego history right there. Here's a recent Lego City set saga, 60278 Crook's Hideout Raid. Promos teased it, but Lego nixed it, citing a clash with their brand values. Their official stance, Lego City's all about fun, positivity, and kid-appropriate stuff. So no giant brick-built dynamite sticks on buildings, please. Kids pretending to be crooks? Not on Lego's watch. So it got pulled from the lineup. Can't have little builders going rogue with explosive play, right? The struggles of keeping it family-friendly in the Lego City. Oh, the drama in Legoland. Enter the Lego Overwatch 2 Titan, slated for 2022. All set to dazzle, it even made it into catalogs. But then, bam! Activision Blizzard's workplace scandal hit. And Lego hit pause. Why? Well, allegations of harassment and a not-so-great workplace vibe. Lego took a stand, saying they're reviewing their partnership. No Overwatch 2 Lego, and it's been radio silence ever since. Want a piece of the canceled action? eBay's your go-to, of course, but it will cost you. So, back in the Lego archives, there's this hidden gem, Seatron. It's like the lost sibling of Aquazone. Picture this, a monorail station with a faceplate eerily similar to Aquazone's. The Sea People look a lot like the Stingray faction in Aquazone. The influence might have even touched the Atlantis sets in 2009 to 2010, and those sea creatures, a mashup of hammerhead sharks and eels. Seatron, the Aquazone precursor we never knew we missed. Okay, Lego had these wild M-Tron sketch models, multicolored Tron, if you will. Some stuck to the classic red and black, but with an industrial vibe. Then there's this whole different vibe, white with trans dark green canopies and neon jetpacks. Black Tron 2 sketches steal the show, all black and trans yellow, with cockpits at funky angles. It's like something out of Nanen's custom MOC CC work. Seriously, if you haven't checked out Nanen's stuff, you are missing out. These sketches are like a glimpse into LEGO's alternative universe of colors and shapes. Guess what got lost in LEGO's time vortex? Europa sets. They popped up at Comic-Con in 2009, representing the 18th century. Picture this, a winged Loch Ness monster in the Scottish lineup. How cool would that have been? Rumor has it Russia, other European powers, and fantasy elements were in the mix too. Stafford spilled the beans at Comic-Con, and thanks to Flickr user Bruce NH, we've got glimpses. Europa, the historical LEGO extravaganza that never made it to our shelves. A winged Loch Ness monster though? LEGO, you missed out. So LEGO once toyed with the Roaring Twenties theme. Yachts, fancy parties, and probably some secret speakeasies. But let's be real, The Great Gatsby and Al Capone aren't exactly kiddie fare. The firehouse feels like a mini 10197 fire brigade, and that red and white awning, very unique touch. Maybe not the best fit for kiddos, but there's a dash of the current modular buildings line in there. It's like LEGO tried to sneak a bit of the past into the present. A nostalgic sip of the 1920s, even if it didn't make it to shelves. This is the Cybot set. Think Galador, but with a biomechanical twist. Faber's brainchild proposed a world of brick-built helmets in an underground setting around 1995. While it never saw the light of day, Cybots laid the groundwork for LEGO's construction themes. Faber, the genius behind Bionicle and Hero Factory, got the ball joints rolling. Yes, I said ball joints. Even though Cybots vanished, its legacy lives on in the joints that make our LEGO creations flex and pose. Remember that epic Geonosis arena scene where Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme faced off against the beasts? There were whispers of a LEGO set capturing that moment. A prototype of the Ackley Reek from 2002 surfaced at the 2005 LEGO Star Wars weekend, but hold your lightsabers. Sadly, it never hit the shelves. Eurobricks users shared pics, but somewhere along the way, the set got cancelled. No Geonosis Arena Showdown for our LEGO Jedi. Imagine the possibilities. Jedi, clones, and beasts in brick form. Maybe someday, the Force will bring it back. This is the Serpentine Train. It's like a ninja showdown on rails, but here's the twist. It never made it to our LEGO world. Despite having design and box art, this train pulled a disappearing act. The only glimpse we got was in the Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu TV series. Picture Zane freezing the train with shurikens, ninja battles inside each car, and Sensei Wu doing some train karate. It's like the coolest ninja action you never got to build. Maybe one day, LEGO will let the Serpentine Train roll into our collections. Remember the City Space Set 30016 space satellite from 2011? It's like a mini space mission with a satellite, solar panels, and an astronaut with a wrench, ready for cosmic fixes. Sounds cool, right? Here's the catch. It never saw the light of day. Imagine building your own satellite adventures, adjusting solar panels, and launching into space exploration. Sadly, it's one of those LEGO sets lost in the intergalactic void. Rock Raider fans, this is the 4959 Loader Dozer. Or maybe not, because it's a Rock Raider set that never saw the light of day. Featured in a 99 UK catalog, it's like a hidden gem we never got to dig up. But wait, is this a typo? Some say it might be, considering there is a similar sounding 4950 Loader Dozer. Did this actually exist, or was it just a hiccup from the catalog? Either way, this elusive Loader Dozer sits in LEGO's vault, a collector's enigma from the world of Rock Raiders. Ever wish for an Arctic adventure with the LEGO Snowmobile? Meet the unreleased 6570 Snowmobile from the Arctic set. Check this out. An orange snowmobile with a storage box, a minifigure rocking a green Arctic parka, and all the snow gear. Ice axe, walkie-talkie, camera, binoculars. Sounds like a winter wonderland, right? But here's the twist. It never hit the shelves solo. You can find it bundled up in the 6520 Mobile Outpost set. Snowmobile ride, Arctic style, a collector's dream, dusted with a touch of frosty nostalgia. Okay, Star Wars fans, let's talk about the 75538 Super Battle Droid set. This bad boy was set to drop on August 1st, 2018, as one of the last buildable figures. Picture a dark gray Super Battle Droid in all of its LEGO glory. It got listed, but guess what? The release didn't quite make it. So close, yet so far. Imagine the battles you could have staged with this imposing figure. The Force just wasn't strong enough to bring it to our shelves. Let's travel back to early 2001, where LEGO teamed up with Sapphire to cook up a Bionicle video game, The Legend of Mata Nui. Picture the Toa Mata, battling Makuta's evil Raki on Mata Nui, each Toa on a region-hopping adventure, facing elemental monsters and snagging new Kanohi masks. Sounds epic, right? Sadly, despite the hype, the game got pushed from 2001 to 2002, and then eventually was axed. The PC port and a possible GameCube version also bit the dust. At least we got the original orange Kanohi mask of time, as a Walgreens promo, a small memento from a lost Bionicle adventure. So it turns out a LEGO James Bond video game almost did actually happen. TT Games teased a test animation with minifigures of Bond, Indiana Jones, and Lara Croft in 2005. They dreamt of a Lego Bond video game, but the dark and gritty Casino Royale made LEGO hesitant. The suave spy could not dance with LEGO bricks. A missed opportunity for blocky espionage. We can only imagine the brick-built gadgets and epic missions Bond could have had. Maybe someday, James Bond will get his LEGO debut. Until then, the test animation remains a tease in the LEGO vault. Speaking of things that could have been, there was a glimpse of a LEGO Lara Croft in a test animation by TT Games. Picture Lara, Indiana Jones, and James Bond in one epic crossover. But wait, a standalone LEGO Tomb Raider game? TT Games wasn't feeling it. So they pitched a crossover with Indiana Jones to Lucasfilm, who shut it down, claiming Tomb Raider stole from Indy. LEGO Indiana Jones The Original Adventures happened, but Lara did not get her blocky spotlight. A missed adventure for our favorite Tomb Raider in the LEGO universe. Okay, Roblox aficionados, have you ever heard about the Roblox LEGO deal for a Star Wars The Clone Wars event? It was supposed to hype up the 2012 LEGO sets based on the animated series, but the grand plans were scrapped. And we didn't even notice until years later when 3D artist Stephen Job spilled the beans on the unused assets. Imagine Darth Vader and a clone trooper strutting their blocky stuff on Roblox. This event may be a no-show, but these virtual LEGO troopers live on in the digital shadows of the gaming world. Remember the buzz about a DLC covering the Battle of the Five Armies for LEGO The Hobbit? It was all the rage at the London Toy Fair in 2014, promising to drop around the movie's release. But guess what? The DLC never hit the gaming shelves. More than a year later, GameSpot got the scoop. No plans for the DLC. The Battle of the Five Armies would remain unbricked in the LEGO gaming universe. A missed opportunity for Hobbit adventures in block form. The DLC, like a Phantom Quest, vanished into gaming history. Alright, Bionicle enthusiasts, let's talk about the mystery of the untitled sequel to Bionicle: The Legend Reborn. Back in 2009, Universal Home Entertainment gifted us with a CGI animated Bionicle flick. Fast forward, and whispers of a sequel emerged. Greg Farshtey, the series story maestro, dropped a first draft hinting at the plot on BZ Power. The Bionicle community held its breath, eager for more blocky adventures. But sadly, details are as elusive as a Rocky in the shadows. A sequel that teased but never unmasked. The legends remain reborn, but the untold chapter echoes in the Bionicle realm. Do you recall the Billion Brick Race spin-off that Warner Bros. Teased? In 2015, they dropped the bomb, with Jason Segel and Drew Pearce set to co-direct and write the brick-packed adventure. Plans were soaring high, until 2018, when director Jorge R. Gutierrez exited. The project shuffled to Universal Pictures after The Lego Movie 2 faced a box office snag. The Billion Brick dream flickered, but the legacy of Lego movie spin-offs lives on. Although Gutierrez's vision evaporated, Lego enthusiasts still hope that one day, a billion bricks will race onto the silver screen. Chris McKay spilled the beans back in 2018. The Lego Batman movie sequel, Lego Super Friends, was in the works. Excitement soared until 2022 release plans vanished, like the bat signal in daylight. Universal Pictures snagged the film rights, shelving the sequel. Fast forward to 2021, and McKay, along with writers Dan Harmon and Michael Waldron, teased a script exploring Batman's dynamic with the Justice League. Lex Luthor and OMAC were set to stir up some blocky trouble. Did you ever spot the 1995 6500 Holiday Village set in those old UK catalogs? It was showcased in the catalogs, but mysteriously never hit the production line. That festive snapshot from 95 remained just that, a snapshot. No sightings, no set in hand. It's like the Lego version of a holiday ghost story. Who knows why it never made it to shelves? But collectors dream of stumbling upon this elusive gem. Imagine a 1979 Lego hospital set, sitting pretty in the town set's diorama, only to discover it's the stuff of legends. Back in 79-80, collectors scoured stores, hoping to snag it. But here's the twist. It was never released. No set number, no rectangular hospital sign, nothing. If any did escape the factory, they would be collector's gold. In Swedish and Norwegian catalogs, the 1237 set promised a half ESO service station, yet it never materialized. The 1236 garage and 1310 ESO service station were real, but the 1237 nowhere to be found. It seems Lego had second thoughts, deeming it redundant. These are Lego train wheels with 12 spokes instead of the usual 10, featured in 70s idea books, but never seen in the wild. a collector's dream? Maybe. Those 12 spoke wonders never hit the secondary market, whether hidden treasures or lost to time. The mystery of these unique wheels adds a touch of sadness to LEGO lore. Check out the rare glimpse from the 241 Ideas book, imagining them mini fire extinguisher on the car. It's like LEGO meets puzzle-solving firefighting action. This is 5996 Raskus, a Knights Kingdom 2 set that never saw the light of day. Planned for 2005, it packed 6 pieces, featuring an exclusive Raskus minifigure armed with a shield and a spear. What sets this Raskus apart? Well, it's not the one you've seen before. It's a different knight entirely. Collectors can only imagine the tales that might have unfolded. Meet the 6576 Sledge, an unreleased Arctic set with chilly ambitions. Picture a sled towed by 2 Arctic minifigures in matching parkas. The sled, equipped with a first aid box and antenna, was set for polar exploration. Oddly, this set skipped the catalogs and bore a copyright 1998 stamp, even though LEGO Arctic debuted in 2000. With its absence, the red parka hood, unique to the set, remains a frosty mystery, never to grace the icy landscapes of LEGO collectors. Have you ever laid eyes on 6944 Good Guy 07? This set introduced a Matoran of Mari Nui, sporting Axon silver mask and green Borax-style arms and legs. With red feet and wielding Lua Nuva's air katana, this Matoran had quite the ensemble, listed as a promotional set on LEGO.com and claimed to be from 2007 in collector's guides. It's a mysterious piece that hints at an exclusive journey within the LEGO Bionicle universe. Scheduled for a 2005 release in the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith lineup for Star Wars, this set was one that stayed in the shadows. Though unreleased, it teased builders on LEGO.com with buildable instructions. Oddly named though, it's not about Wookiees. It's a tank droid from the Battle of Kashyyyk, operated by the CIS. A phantom set in the galaxy far, far away, forever relegated to the archives of the unreleased. This one is like the elusive sibling of the Tarakawa sets, but it never stepped out of the prototype stage. Rumors swirl about 5 prototypes, yet only one, owned by Mark Durham, has surfaced. This set predates the regular Tarakawa, crafted as a prototype for its more common counterpart. And there's a twist. A yellow Ruru, the only prototype piece on the Sandy Warrior. A glimpse into LEGO history. A set that could have been, now residing in the hands of one lucky collector. Imagine LEGO Island turning into an educational haven. That was the dream of the LEGO Island Learning Project. But sadly, it remains just that, a dream. Initiated during Mark Livingstone's tenure at LEGO Media, the project aimed to give LEGO Island an educational twist. However, development fizzled out quickly, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. LEGO Island 2 might have started brewing as this educational venture faded away. It is a reminder that not all LEGO dreams become reality. Sometimes, projects are abandoned before they even get a chance to build their bricks. Ever wonder about LEGO Adventurers in the digital realm? There was a plan for a video game called LEGO Adventurers, also known as LEGO Dig and LEGO Explorers, set in the Adventures Egypt subtheme. But sadly, it never did see the light of day, meeting the same fate as LEGO Sea Challenge. The game would have plunged players into the lost city of Ogle, that's LEGO spelled backwards. Oh, look at that. A LEGO Egypt-inspired landscape. Imagine teaming up with the Infomaniac to save Ogle, all within the sandy backdrop of ancient mysteries. While it remained an unexplored adventure, remnants of its existence can still be found in music, art, and design documents. Were you one of those people that wanted Bionicle Graphic Novel 10, Power of the Great Beings, which of course never made it to the store shelves? Planned for 2010, this graphic novel was set to unravel a part of the Bionicle 2010 storyline, with 3 exclusive comics in tow. Unfortunately, the cancellation stamp struck due to lackluster sales of its predecessors. Despite its demise, the Power of the Great Beings remains a piece of Bionicle history that never unfolded. From a moving staircase from Hogwarts to a functional roller coaster, these are some of the most insane LEGO fan creations. LEGO and Batman have become a dynamic duo, appearing together in video games, movies, and an array of tie-in sets. While you can purchase an official version of the Batcave, 2 devoted fans, Carlisle Livingston II and Wayne Hussey, took their love for the iconic duo to new heights. Unveiled at Emerald City Comic-Con in 2012, resulted in an epic build known as the Bat Brick Cave. Crafting this intricate masterpiece required over 800 hours of dedication and assembly, involving a staggering 20,000 LEGO parts, weighing in at over 100 pounds. The Bat Brick Cave boasts a well-lit interior, complete with an operational turntable for the Batmobile. According to the creators, the cave itself is the most cave-ish construction ever built. The only thing missing is the mansion. On their way to winning one episode of LEGO Masters, Christian and Aaron crafted an awe-inspiring theme park around the site of a UFO crash, aptly named Spaceland. This imaginative creation featured a massive Ferris wheel and a flawlessly functioning roller coaster. The attention to detail, including aliens and a Lego version of Mini Arnett, wove a captivating narrative into the theme park, making it a deserving victor. In an episode aptly named Demolition Derby, the challenge was not only to create remote-controlled demolition derby cars, but also to ensure they were aesthetically pleasing. Dave and Richard's creation, the Rad Devil, emerged victorious in both aspects, winning not only the derby, but also the overall challenge. This Lego car took the demolition derby to a whole new level. Sporting horns and a fire-spitting engine, the Rad Devil lived up to its name. Meet the true master builders, Steve Sammartino and Raul Oida, who took Lego to a whole new level by creating a fully functional Lego car. Forget about those small Lego cars you made in the past. This project is a game changer. This remarkable car, constructed almost entirely from Lego bricks, runs on compressed air, fueling its impressive 256 pistons. While it may not break any speed records, this Lego car can reach a decent 18.6 miles per hour. Imagine cruising around in a vehicle made of the iconic plastic bricks. Would you be up for the ride? For Lego enthusiasts and Star Wars fans alike, Sir Von Lego took building to a whole new galaxy with a colossal recreation of the pod racing scene from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Forget the complexity of the Death Star 2 set. This masterpiece measures 6 by 10 meters, featuring not only the 18 individual pod racers, but also Jabba's balcony and a whopping 2,000 minifigure spectators. The attention to detail is astounding, and even the builder admits to having no idea how many Lego bricks were used. This epic creation made its debut at the Lego Fan World Convention in Germany in 2012. Can you imagine the dedication it took to bring this cosmic Lego spectacle to life? In the episode One Floating Brick, Lego Masters challenged builders to create a stunning masterpiece using just one floating Lego brick. Among the incredible builds, Zach and Wayne's Squid and Whale creation stole the show. Picture this: a colossal gray sperm whale locked in battle with a giant red squid measuring an impressive 5 foot 6 inches. The level of detail and sheer size left everyone, including the judges, in awe. Lego Masters had never seen anything quite like it. In one nail-biting episode called The Land and Sea, the challenge was set: create a sea and a land creature. But there was a twist. Teams had to combine their separate creations into one land/sea monster hybrid. While most teams struggled, Caleb and Jacob stood out with their ingenious creation, the Chameleobster, a blend of a chameleon and a lobster. This vibrant and adorable creature not only mastered the challenge, but also showcased an impressive level of creativity. The Chameleobster and the Bricky Bog became a standout moment in Lego Masters history. Fresh from her triumph of creating the largest Lego Hogwarts, Alice Finch embarked on a new adventure, crafting a breathtaking model of the elven city of Rivendell from the Hobbit trilogy. It's worth noting, this is not the Rivendell from The Lord of the Rings. Just have a look at the little Lego dwarves frolicking around the balconies. Teaming up with fellow brick enthusiast David Frank, Alice began planning this extraordinary build in 2011, unveiling the masterpiece at BrickCon 2013. Right on time for fans to marvel at its grandeur. Comprising a whopping 200,000 bricks, Alice and David delved into the behind-the-scenes footage and set design photos from Peter Jackson's films. Post An Unexpected Journey, their mission? To faithfully recreate every nook and cranny of the fantasy haven in Middle-earth. Notably, a previous attempt by Lord of the Rings enthusiast Ben Pitchford stood at 120,000 bricks, turning heads and even catching the eye of the LEGO Ideas team. This is No Matter the Weather, showcased in LEGO Masters Season 2, Episode 7, aptly titled Bricking Wind. In this particular challenge, builders were tasked with constructing massive centerpiece builds featuring windmills designed to withstand winds of up to 60 miles per hour. In this particular challenge, builders were tasked with constructing massive centerpiece builds featuring windmills designed to withstand winds of up to 60 miles per hour. Amidst the impressive lineup of builds, it was Dave and Richard's creation that stole the spotlight. Their masterpiece was nothing short of wonderful. A lively scene bursting with colors and featuring a cast of whimsical gnomes. Beyond the required windmill, the display included various types of Lego flowers in different sizes and colors. But that's not all. There were even small pollen and grass elements strategically placed to sway with the wind while miraculously staying intact. Have you ever dreamt of crafting your sculptures or diving into the world of milling parts? Well, Arthur Saatchi didn't just dream it, he built it. Introducing the ingenious 3D milling machine made entirely from Lego bricks. This fully functional marvel is not your average Lego creation. Instead of heading out to buy a milling machine, Arthur opted to roll up his sleeves and construct one from scratch using Lego bricks. Imagine that, a Lego milling machine capable of carving a variety of models out of a simple block of foam. The only non-Lego part in this inventive setup is the drill. It's a testament to how a dash of creativity combined with a handful of Lego bricks can take you a long way. And here's a fun fact. fact, many enthusiasts out there have harnessed the power of 3D printers to craft their custom Lego bricks and figures. If you spent your childhood fawning over X-Wings, brace yourself for the Lego X-Wing extravaganza, brought to you by the Lego Builders team. This is not your average Lego kit. It's a colossal X-Wing fighter meticulously crafted to canonical dimensions. How colossal, you ask? Try 42 times larger than the X-Wing you can snag off the shelves. This jaw-dropping project was no quick build. It took the team a whopping 4 months to assemble, utilizing over 5 million Lego pieces. And hold on to your lightsabers because it tips the scales at a staggering 45,000 pounds, aka 20.4 tons. Ever wondered if you could experience the thrill and physics of a roller coaster on a smaller scale? Well, wonder no more. Introducing Adam Tucker's remarkable creation, the Lego roller coaster. In this miniature marvel, Adam has captured all the excitement and features that make your favorite real-world roller coasters a blast. It's a testament to the incredible detail that Lego Builders can achieve. As you marvel at this downsized version, you can't help but dream about what the future might hold. Who knows? Maybe we'll one day witness the excitement of riding a life-sized Lego roller coaster. This magical piece stole the show in the challenging Hat's Incredible episode of Lego Masters. The task was to create a Lego creation that could not only be worn as a hat for at least 5 seconds without support, but also had to embody a specific color and exude whimsy. A tough challenge indeed. But Natalie and Michelle not only rose to the occasion, but exceeded expectations. Their Abra Couture top hat, paying homage to Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, left judges Jamie Berard and Amy Corbett in awe. The illusion was so convincing that they believed it was made of fabric. The play of black and white, the lifelike feathers, and the impeccable black lace over the face transformed this Lego creation into a fashion statement fit for the Lego runway. Eric Law is not just a casual builder. He is a seasoned creator who bagged the Best of Show award at BrickCon 2020 for his Harry Potter Ninjago City masterpiece. But there is one creation of his that really stands out, even for him, the Hogwarts moving staircases. In this recent creation, Eric brings the magic of the movies to life as the staircases move just like they do on the silver screen. It's not just bricks and mortar, it's a whimsical journey through the halls of the wizarding world. And here's a special shout out to Eric's robotics whiz son, Zach, who is a whiz at robotics, for sprinkling a bit of his magic by programming the moving parts. This is Zach and Wayne, the dynamic duo who kicked off Lego Masters Season 2 with a bang. In the very first week of the competition, these master builders etched their names in Lego history by delivering the most spectacular opening week build ever seen on Lego Masters. The challenge? Design and create a unique and eye-catching Lego float for a brick parade. And boy, did Zach and Wayne rise to the occasion with their magnificent creation, the Soaring Dragon. Just look at it. 2 majestic dragons, one fiery red and the other serene blue, gracefully moving in harmony with a yin-yang emblem at their hearts. This build goes beyond the bricks. It's a profound representation of their Chinese culture and the beautiful concept of balance, not just in the general sense, but between the two brothers. In a competition where the pressure is as high as the stakes, Zach and Wayne did not just meet expectations, they soared above them with a build that showcased depth, vibrancy, and a level of creativity that sets them apart. Get ready to step back into the 80s with the ingenious creation of Transformers Brick Boy, a Lego Transformer that's straight out of a nostalgic dream. And yes, it's as rad as it sounds. It's a Nintendo Game Boy Transformer with a Tetris game cartridge. And even better, it runs on 2 AA batteries. The mastermind behind this blast from the past is none other than Julius von Brum, an amateur builder whose Lego portfolio reads like a love letter to iconic retro gadgets. From working traffic lights to a Nintendo 64 Transformer and a giant-sized, fully operational NES controller, Julius has done it all. But this time, he's brought us a smaller yet easily impressive creation, the Transformers Brick Boy. What makes this Lego Transformer a true gem are the tiny details that scream authenticity. Imagine inserting AA batteries into the back of the disguised Game Boy and then using them as blasters when it transforms. It's like having an actual toy straight from the 80s. This is a colossal creation known as Lord of the Bricks, Battle of Helm's Deep, a Lego masterpiece that puts the official Battle of Helm's Deep set to shame. And when we say colossal, we mean it. This is no ordinary Lego set. Lego's now retired Battle of Helm's Deep set was decent, boasting 8 minifigures and over 1,000 pieces. Not bad at all. But enter Rich K and Big J's creation, a monster of a set comprising of over 150,000 bricks and an army of nearly 2,000 minifigures. And believe it or not. What you see in the photo is only 90% complete. Now, that's a LEGO conquest of epic proportions. Uploaded to MOC, this behemoth weighs in at a staggering 160 pounds, occupying the space of a ping pong table. The elves valiantly hold off Saruman's forces, indicate that this is a faithful replica of the film's version of the battle, capturing the essence of Peter Jackson's cinematic masterpiece. While there's no exact timeline for how long it took to construct, one thing's for sure, it's a labor of love that rivals the dedication Peter Jackson puts into filming the actual battle.
From a LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy game set that was canceled to the billion-dollar brick race movie that didn't end up happening, these are some canceled LEGO products we all really wish hadn't been canceled. Kicking things off with some very exciting LEGO game projects, including some tied to Marvel and Star Wars, got canceled at TT Games this year. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga had become quite a fan favorite over the years. However, despite its success, it seems that the positive response wasn't enough to secure the fate of various other LEGO projects. Nintendo Life also reported that TT Games had pulled the plug on several upcoming ventures, including an undisclosed Disney project codenamed Project Marley. This game was rumored to showcase multiple worlds and Disney characters from Jungle Book, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Pirates of the Caribbean, Toy Story, and Frozen, essentially a LEGO version of Dreamlight Valley. Unfortunately, it seems TT Games faced many challenges in steering the direction of the project, and the success of Dreamlight Valley may have been a deciding factor. Project Marley was supposedly 4 years into development and it got canceled. But another canceled project is Project Cosmic, believed to be LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy. And this game was reportedly 18 months into development, marking another significant setback. However, it's not all bad news. The Mandalorian DLC for LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, although rumored to be in jeopardy, hasn't been outright canceled officially. Unlike the other character packs TT Games that predominantly released, the Mando DLC aimed to introduce a new narrative to the LEGO Star Wars universe. It's disappointing to see these projects face setbacks, especially considering the creative potential they held, but hey, let's not hope anything else gets canceled. But that's it for LEGO games. Now let's move on to themes. LEGO Adventurers. It's June 1998 and LEGO introduces us to the thrilling Adventurers theme. Headlined by the dashing Australian explorer Johnny Thunder, also known as Sam Grant, and Joe Freeman, this theme took us through various sub-themes like Egypt, Jungle, Dino Island, and Orient Expedition. Fast forward to spring 2003 though, and the adventure sadly came to an end. A notable legacy of this theme is the exhilarating ride in Legoland California and Legoland Florida 2, where riders got to wield laser pointer guns to fend off enemies. A pretty short-lived theme, it only ran about 6 years. Agents. In summer of 2008, LEGO gave us the high-octane Agents theme, featuring an elite team of secret agents battling the notorious Dr. Inferno and his international crime syndicate. The action continued into 2009 with Agents 2.0. Each set was not just a build, it also came with a short comic strip providing background to the set's action. One standout was Mission 5 Turbo Car Chase, which even included a credit card-sized identity card for added spy vibes. But sadly, this theme is now part of LEGO history and it has been discontinued but not forgotten. Alpha Team. In 2001, LEGO brought the video game LEGO Alpha Team to life with the Alpha Team theme, centered around a group of secret agents, once again, thwarting the villainous Oko world's domination plans. Alpha Team was an absolute hit. The initial run lasted from 2001 to 2002, so only about a year, and it closely tied to the original video game. After a brief hiatus in 2003, the theme made a comeback from 2004 to 2005, so again another year, sporting a refreshed cast of characters, a new logo, and a focus on transforming vehicles. While Alpha Team had its moment in the LEGO spotlight, it eventually retired, and it's weird, it only ran for 1 year, then disappeared, then ran for a year, and now it's gone for good. But I mean, I've never had one of these sets. LEGO Alien Conquest. Ever since 1979, the LEGO group and space themes have been an inseparable duo, much like peanut butter and jelly. Bad joke. While previous LEGO classic space themes were often focused on intergalactic factions or planetary exploration, the LEGO Alien Conquest theme brought the extraterrestrial excitement a little closer to home. Imagine little green men invading Earth, not for resources or conquest, but to snatch humanity's brain power. That's the whole idea behind LEGO Alien Conquest, and it's a theme that took inspiration from America's 1950s sci-fi cinema aesthetic. The character and vehicle designs were straight out of pop and pulp culture. Saucer-shaped ships, menacing three-legged war machines, and bug-eyed Martians with exposed brains. It was definitely a nostalgic nod to the drive-in movie era. On the flip side of the extraterrestrial coin, however, LEGO introduced the Alien Defense Unit, or ADU, a team of heroic astronauts serving as Earth's last line of defense. These brave ADU troopers took the fight to the cosmic invader creators with sets allowing them to blatantly battle in the air and on land. The LEGO Alien Conquest theme only came out with 7 sets total, all released in a single wave during May of 2011, with a couple of polybags hitting shelves later that year. A highlight was the Alien Conquest Battle Pack in June, featuring 2 aliens, a pair of ADU troopers, and 1 civilian. Unfortunately, the joyride with LEGO Alien Conquest was a short one, leaving fans like me wondering why the plug was pulled so soon. So yeah, it sucks it got canceled. It was one of my first themes that I ever owned, and yeah, we're just gonna move on. LEGO Pharaoh's Quest. This is where we really stepped into the world of ancient tombs, buried treasure, cursed mummies, and desert escape pads with LEGO Pharaoh's Quest, a theme that taps into the swashbuckling spirit in all of us. This LEGO theme doesn't just offer dynamic builds, it's also a treasure trove of memorable minifigures and thrilling play experience straight from the scenes of a Hollywood action adventure blockbuster. Coming out in January of 2011, LEGO Pharaoh's Quest marked a departure from the usual non-licensed theme by the LEGO group. The storyline follows archaeologist professor, I'm not even gonna try to say that name, along with explorers Jake Rains and Helena Scavelings, and the grease monkey mechanic demolitions expert Mac McLeod. Together, they embark on a quest to uncover Pharaoh Bro, what are these names? 6 mysterious treasures. This theme has it all too. Booby-trapped tombs, flying mummies, giant scarab beetles, slithering snakes, stinging scorpions, supernatural statues, and a steadfast sphinx. The sets from LEGO Pharaoh's Quest not only brought these elements to life, but also delivered on innovative play features and captivating buildable environments. But it wasn't just about exploring ancient mysteries. The LEGO Pharaoh's Quest sets included a funky variety of vehicles for our heroes to navigate on, from scooped up hot rods and rugged desert trucks to awesome armored ATVs and a slick biplane with a nifty grab function for those hard to reach treasures. The creativity knew no bounds, and there were so many different options. So what exactly happened to this adventure pack theme, and why did we only get 1 wave of 6 sets, 2 polybags, and a 3 minifigure battle pack before it vanished into the sands of time? Well, unfortunately, I don't know. LEGO Atlantis. The lost civilization of Atlantis, a tale that has intrigued scholars, sparked debates, and fired up the imaginations of curious minds since Plato first spun the yarn. Is it a myth? Is it a reality? Is it just all some fictional story? Is it real? Is it not? Everyone wants to know. But anyways, in January of 2010, the LEGO group decided to now join the exploration party by launching its first wave of a thrilling theme dedicated to the legendary Atlantis. Picture futuristic underwater vehicles like the Deep Sea Raider and Neptune Carrier on a mission to scour the seafloor for the buried city and its treasures. Enter Atlantis Exploration Headquarters, a playset with all the bells and whistles, nominated for the Toy Award 2010 at the 60th International Toy Fair Nuremberg in the category of Games plus Action. Unlike other LEGO underwater exploration themes, Atlantis went beyond shipwrecks and treasure chests. It gave us ancient ruins with pillared Parthenon-esque structures reminiscent of mid-5th century BCE Greek architecture. The LEGO Atlantis theme also introduced a rich underwater kingdom populated by original sea creature or characters, each with their own unique designs like the Barracuda Guardian, Hammerhead Warrior, Manta Warrior, Lobster Guardian, Shark Warrior, and Squid Warrior. And despite running for only 3 waves and offering a total of 20 sets, 4 polybags, and a pair of activity books with collectible LEGO minifigures, LEGO Atlantis had a relatively short production life of about a year. The reasons behind its brief run still remain a mystery, though speculation suggests that its connection to history and mythology may have left some young LEGO enthusiasts scratching their heads. While the Atlantis theme may have been a bit ahead of its time, many fans, and even myself included, wish we could have seen more of its zany potential. I just wanted to see more sea creatures, further exploration of its captivating mythology, and even more crossovers with other LEGO themes. LEGO Dino. Before 2012's Dino theme, the LEGO group had already dipped its toes into the Jurassic waters with ventures like the year 2000's Adventurers sub-theme, Dino Island, showcasing molded dinosaurs like the T-Rex and Stegosaurus. The LEGO Studios theme in 2001 and the standalone Dinosaurs theme also brought dinosaurs to the forefront. However, it was with the 2012 Dino theme that LEGO truly reached its prehistoric pinnacle. Imagine highly detailed, fabulously articulated dinosaur models including the Raptor, Colophysis, Triceratops, Pteranodon, and an imposing Tyrannosaurus Rex. The T-Rex alone was a behemoth compared to its predecessors, setting the stage for a Dynamite LEGO adventure. The sets themselves were also a visual feast, featuring vehicles like trucks, hydroplanes, helicopters, and jeeps, complemented by magnificent playsets too. Pteranodon Tower, with its 136 pieces, offered a tranquilizer gun, an original printed computer screen tile, and even a sleek jet boat. However, the highlight was the Dino Defense Headquarters, an absolute showstopper boasting 4 minifigures, 3 dinosaurs, a helicopter, a car, a headquarters, headquarters with a laboratory, tranquilizer refilling station, and a communication center. It was a testament to the fact that a great LEGO theme doesn't always need a license to shine. Yet despite the brilliance of the LEGO Dino theme, it vanished without a trace. And why? Well, that still remains a mystery, but the speculation with this one points to the impending release of Colin Trevorrow's Jurassic World, which was still a few years away. Perhaps 2012's LEGO Dino theme just served as an audition tape, a prototype showcasing LEGO's prowess in courting Universal and proving what they could achieve with the franchise. And while many LEGO fans do appreciate evergreen and original themes over licensed ones, there's always a certain charm to a theme that exists without the constraints of intellectual property. The Dino theme, with its endless possibilities, could have been a long-lasting favorite, but it got canceled. LEGO Monster Fighters. With this one, you had vampires, werewolves, ghouls, ghosts, and gillmen, the whole creepy creature crew straight from the best monster movies, and they were all there. Sure, the LEGO Studios theme took a dip into the eerie waters back in 2002, but it wasn't until May of 2012 that the LEGO group fully embraced the classic horror vibe with their spooktacular Monster Fighters theme. At the heart of the Monster Fighters story was a menacing Lord Vampire, a bloodsucker on a quest to snatch up all the mighty moonstones and harness their magical powers. Alongside him were creepy sidekicks like the swamp creature, mummy, crazy scientist with his monster, and a bunch of other familiar faces from the spooky genre. Basically, the LEGO Monster Fighters theme whisked fans into a fantastic and original world, blending freshness with familiarity. The minifigures sported new prints and molds, and the sets boasted unique play features and atmospheric settings, and the vehicles were a blast with heaps of variety across the entire theme. But now the burning question: why did this get the axe the same year it came out? Like, it didn't even last a year. Maybe the LEGO group just thought they exhausted the classic movie monster roster with a single wave. Or maybe they were just worried that the Monster Fighters theme tiptoed a bit too close to the edge of acceptability for a children's toy. Whatever the real reason was, it was definitely the wrong one, because Monster Fighters deserved a longer run, but unfortunately it didn't get that. The Billion Brick Race. The LEGO franchise has had quite a run on the big screen, kicking off with a bang, but one intriguing project that never saw the light of day was the Billion Brick Race, a film in development by the LEGO Group and Warner Brothers. Unfortunately, not much is actually known about this one movie. Initially, it was set to be the third spin-off from the original LEGO movie. The franchise's first installment proved that there was a keen audience for such movies. It's still hailed as one of the best animated movies in recent years, and actually the success of the LEGO movie gave rise to the LEGO iteration of Batman, leading to the creation of the spin-off, the LEGO Batman movie, where many memes, including this one, came out of it. The franchise then eventually ventured into the original properties like Ninjago, but the Billion Brick Race, however, was meant to be a standalone spin-off, steering clear of characters from other movies. It was kind of a weird thing. True to its name, the film aimed to be a racing picture, drawing inspiration from classic films in the genre. Writer Drew Pearce even dropped a hint mentioning Cannonball Run as one of the influence for the creative team. A racing-themed movie with LEGO characters would undoubtedly attract big-name stars and provide a perfect canvas for the writers to weave in their memorable meta jokes, a comedic style that worked wonders in the previous LEGO films. But unlike other spin-offs in the LEGO universe, the Billion Brick Race would have introduced an all-new property to the LEGO brand. While Batman was a character Warner Brothers already owned and Ninjago an original LEGO creation, this racing flick promised fresh, uncharted territory, and it's kind of a big risk to take. Despite the filmmakers' passion for the project and the interest it generated into the LEGO community, Warner Brothers eventually had to pull the plug, leaving us to wonder about the untold bricks and speed adventures that might have been. And I'm actually wondering, leave a comment if you would have wanted to watch this. Me personally, I don't really know. Ben 10 Alien Force. This was a LEGO theme that made a brief appearance on the scene in 2010, only to bid us a farewell in the same year that it came out. Now, this theme was a nod to the cartoon series of the same name that kept us all entertained on Cartoon Network, but the kicker with this is that it didn't quite hit the LEGO jackpot. In fact, it waved goodbye after a mere 6 months in some countries. I mean, talk about blink of an eye. I mean, that's what that means. It is worth noting that it falls under the Technic sub-theme umbrella too. It was a small lineup of 6 sets, each a snazzy action figure version of one of Ben's alien forms. These figures are all made up of a modest 14 to 22 pieces, so think Bionicle figures but with a touch of simplicity and specific parts. What's cool is that this theme brought in a revamped ball and socket joint, a smart move to replace the older, more break-prone version. And let's not forget the glow-in-the-dark eyes and the Omnitrix on their chest. Talk about a stylish touch. Bionicle. Everybody knows Bionicle. Let's now take a stroll down memory lane to the realm of Bionicle. Everybody knows this. It's LEGO's construction theme. I don't gotta explain it too much, but imagine sets that are like the Michelangelos of LEGO, using modified Technic pieces and nifty ball and socket joints to craft these larger-than-life intricate figures. I remember even even buying these in the little capsule things, bro. I had a couple of these growing up. Now, Bionicle wasn't just about the bricks because it also had its own comic book saga running alongside the original set releases. But hold on to your Lego hats, because when Bionicle took a bow, those comics transformed into graphic novel volumes. And for those novel enthusiasts, fear not, because there were actual novels released too. This theme bursted onto the scene in 2001, rocking the Lego world until its original hiatus in 2010. And what a run it had. I mean, gaining a cult-like status in the early 2000s. I was one of them. But wait, there's more, because in 2014, brace yourself, Bionicle made a grand return, bringing new sets and all. Alas though, the encore lasted until 2016 before it took its final bow once again, never to return again. Unfortunate. Such a classic, it's sad that it got canceled. The Black Falcons. These iconic sets made their debut in 1984 and continued their medieval adventures until 1992. Now, if you happen to be in Canada or Australia, you might know them by a different name, the Eagle's Crests. Across the border in the US, a catalog from 1989 dropped the names like Forestmen, Black Knights, and Guardians of the Grey Castles. Interestingly, this hinted at a tale where the Black Falcon, much like the Black Monarch, was a character leading the charge for the Guardians. Fast forward to 2012 though, and a distinguished Black Falcon Knight makes a cameo in a Kingdom set, locking horns with the Lion Knights. It's like a medieval soap opera with knights and castles, right? And guess what? In 2021, the Black Falcons made a triumphant return in LEGO Ideas 21325 Medieval Blacksmith, proving that some classics are just timeless. But of course, it did get canceled. Let's transition to the Black Knights. No, I'm not talking about the Fortnite skin. Now, it would be in LEGO's castle theme, where the Black Knights took their place in 1988. They had 13 epic sets, 2 grand castles, and they were kind of a big deal in the LEGO castle universe during their run. Now, what made them stand out, you might ask? It was the sleek black color of their fortifications that set the Black Knights apart from their medieval counterparts. Imagine towering castles all decked out in mysterious black. Pretty cool, right? Oh, and they even had a symbol too, a blue wyvern dragon proudly gracing their shields and banners. Now, here's the twist. The Dragon Masters use a similar motif, just with a different color palette. And as time rolled on, the Black Knights took a bit of a backseat after 1994, but their legacy still lingered. The crest still made surprise appearances up until 1996, adding a touch of medieval flair to the LEGO landscape. But if you're not super old, you're not gonna know about this, because it is a really old set and it did get canceled pretty early on for itself. Cars. Back in 2010, Disney gave a nod to the Little Builders with a Cars theme in Duplo form. Yep, we're talking about those chunky bricks for the younger gearheads. Then in 2011, they shifted gears and brought Cars into the system world. That's the more intricate LEGO realm that we all know and love. But here's the plot twist with this one, because by 2012, the theme took an early pit stop and went off the shelves. Despite that though, Lightning McQueen and the gang made a roaring comeback in 2017, all thanks to the brand new Cars 3 movie. The theme got a fresh start under the junior sub-theme, and now the newer sets might be a tad less complex than their 2011 counterparts, but they still pack that Cars charm. Anyways, I don't even know why LEGO would cancel Cars to begin with. City Center. Taking a stroll down LEGO memory lane once again to the bustling urban landscapes of City Center. Imagine it as a cool successor to Town Junior, inheriting that simplified building vibe. Fun fact about this one, across the pond in Europe, it just went by the name City. No fancy center attached. But it would be in 1999 that the City Center was born. It brought its brick-filled charm, but alas, it waved goodbye to the shelves in 2000, so only a year again. But hold on tight though, because the next city-themed adventure, World City, hit the scene 3 years fashionably late in 2003. And some sets from the City Center even made a comeback like the blocky stars of the brick show they are. Slick Kits. Interesting name, but this was LEGO's 4th major theme, crafted with creativity for just the girls. Before it, we had the likes of Scala, Paradisia, and Belleville setting the stage. Now, Clickix took the LEGO scene by storm from 2003 to 2006, and the fun didn't completely fizzle out until 2008 in certain spots. Well, what made Click Kits click? Well, it put the spotlight on crafting bracelets and necklaces, so talk about accessorying in true LEGO style. Click Kits wasn't just about jewelry though, because it also embraced the beauty realm too. Think hairstyling tools, and then take it up a notch with the room decor sets featuring everything from cozy pillows to artsy frames. So either it didn't sell enough, some other reason, or girls didn't like it, I don't know, but this one did also get canceled pretty early on. The Crusaders. Marking the glorious return of the castle theme. These brave knights in shining bricks made their debut alongside the Black Falcons, reigniting the castle building fever after the original Knights curtain call in 1978. Though in the realms of Canada and Australia, our Crusaders and the Black Falcons donned the titles of Lion Crest and Eagle Crest factions respectively. It's like they had their own secret identities in other parts of the world. But But fast forward to 1991 and 1992, and the Lion Crest Knights decided to roll with the Crusaders name for good, and it also canceled. Dark Forest. It would be in 1996 this time when this castle sub-theme finally emerged, and it really brought something different to the table this time. And while Dark Forest didn't really grace the pages of European catalogs, it did make its way to certain shops across the continent. It's certainly an interesting distribution strategy, and maybe one that actually led to its downfall. Think of Dark Forest as the Forest Men's long-lost sibling, making a comeback after the Forest Men theme took its bow in 1990. They even shared the same distinguished crest established back in 1987, creating a nostalgic link between the past and also the present. What made Dark Forest truly stand out though were its sets featuring woodland hideouts cleverly crafted into hollow trees and rocks. It was like a secret society of Lego nature dwellers. Some Dark Forest minifigures sported familiar green tunics and forestmen hats reminiscent of their forestmen counterparts. Yet the minifigures brought a fresh twist, donning different torso pieces and hoods, adding a dash of variety to the enchanted forest. But alas, the Dark Forest vanished into the Lego archives after 1996, leaving behind only 3 sets. Orient Expedition. What really set Orient Expedition apart from the Lego pack though was its unique twist. Each set boasting over 100 pieces came with stat cards or even a puzzle piece for a game board. Now, this wasn't just any game either. It was the Orient Expedition board game, adding an extra layer of excitement to the Lego Escape ad. The Orient Expedition was also the grand finale of the Adventurers sub-themes, marking an end of an era. You could join Johnny Thunder, the brainy Dr. Kilroy, and the adventurous Pippin Reed as they teamed up with new friends from Asia. And together, this group embarked on a quest across the continent, hot on the trail of the elusive golden dragon of Marco Polo and his 3 other treasures. So what's the catch? Well, the mischievous Lord Sam Sinister and his partners in crime were in hot pursuit, aiming to beat our heroes to the prize. It was a race against time, weaving a tale of mystery, intrigue, and Lego magic into the vast landscapes of Asia. But if you thought that sounded pretty boring, maybe that's why it got canceled. Nexo Knights. Nexo Knights was a thrilling castle theme that Lego really enjoyed, even if it only ran from 2016 to 2018. The story around it was that there was a land where 5 young knights stood as the last line of defense against the nefarious Jestro, Monstrux, and their menacing monster army. The adventure officially kicked off on January 2nd, 2016, although eagle-eyed fans might have caught a glimpse of some sets in select stores as early as late December 2015. Taking a page from the Ultra Agents playbook, Nexo Knights introduced also an app, sadly now discontinued also, that allowed users to interact with the digital realm using their physical Lego pieces. It was innovation meeting imagination in the Lego universe. But just like other Lego hits such as Ninjago and Legos of Chima, Nexo Knights leaped beyond the brick and mortar with its own TV series, of course named Nexo Knights the Animated Series. The animated saga premiered on Cartoon Network on January 11, 2016, followed by a second season on August 13th of the same year. But the adventure didn't stop there. 2017 brought the fans a 3rd and 4th season, adding layers to the epic tale, so I guess it was a pretty big hit. But unfortunately, as 2018 dawned, a 5th wave of sets was released, promising more thrills and spills for all the Nexo Knights fans. And as 2018 dawned, a 5th wave of sets was actually released, promising more thrills and spills for Nexo Knights fans. But nothing good always lasts, and despite the plans for a 5th season, the Lego world was met with a twist of fate, because the series got an axe in 2018, leaving fans with only 4 seasons forever of brick-filled brilliance to cherish. Regardless though, it seemed like it did perform very well, and I do wonder why they canceled it. Everybody knows this one, Dora. In 2004, Lego decided to join the Dora party and introduce the Dora the Explorer Explore sets. Lego bricks bringing to life the vibrant world of Dora, Boots, and their friends. However, much like a fleeting expedition, the theme was short-lived and bid a farewell by the end of the same year. Lego Quattro. Now, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane once again to the early 2000s when Lego Quattro made its debut in the preschool scene, specifically in 2004. This theme was like the cool older sibling of Duplo, designed with the tiny tots in mind, those adventurous little builders ages 1 to 3. Now, what's so special about Quattro, you might ask? Well, the name itself spills the bricks. Terrible joke, I'm so sorry. These blocks were crafted to be double the size of your trusty Duplo bricks and a whopping quadruple the dimensions of regular Lego system blocks. So imagine the possibilities, building towers that even toddlers could conquer. And by the way, I did build towers. I had these growing up. I vividly remember it. I built towers and castles, and it was a lot of fun. But wait, because there is more. These Quattro's wonders are not just big, because they're also baby friendly, perfect for those teething moments. And these bricks were also created to withstand the chewy exploration of, the small builders that like Lego. They stand proud as the largest scale elements ever conjured up by the Lego wizards. The iconic Quattro logo featured an elephant and a nod to the good old Primo days. The iconic Quattro logo featured an elephant, a nod to the good old Primo days, but now a snazzy new color. Quattro initially strutted its stuff under the LEGO Explore banner and later also got its own snazzy packaging. Guess what? It also got canceled. RoboForce. Diving into the intergalactic adventure of RoboForce, it's a nifty sub-theme of LEGO space that graced the scene in 1997. Now with this one, it wasn't your typical worldwide sensation because it strutted its robot stuff exclusively in the US catalogs of that year. Yeah, so it was only in the United States, nowhere else. RoboForce were the righteous heroes of the LEGO Space Saga, taking on the good guy mantle. This 4-set wonderland showcased some seriously cool large robots. Think mecha-styled awesomeness, decked out in 2 eye-catching color schemes. First up, the orange class robots, the Robo Police Patrol of the Cosmos. These humanoid wonders sported buzzsaws, perfect for handling intergalactic crime or performing epic civilian rescues. And get this, the heads of these robots doubled as small spaceships. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Talk about versatility, because escape pods or secondary vehicles, you name it, they had it. And on the other hand, we had the green class robots, bringing in the militaristic vibes with their animal-shaped wonders. The Roboraptor stole the show without a spacecraft, but made up for it with a sheer robo coolness. The Robomaster, on the other hand, threw in a sweet starcraft that might just remind you of the fan favorite Unitron Starhawk 2. A nod to the classic, perhaps? I don't even know. And then there were the Power Play RoboForce, or the Robos that were fueled by mysterious secret robo discs. Now, don't let the name fool you, because these power sources were rectangular wonders, not discs. Go figure. But with this one, just like with every other one, the cosmic journey of the RoboForce was a short-lived affair with only 4 sets actually coming out, and then it just got canceled. We talked about this one earlier. It's the Forestmen. Alright, let's venture into the enchanting world of the Forestmen, a fascinating faction within the LEGO Castle theme that emerged in 1987, like we talked about earlier, known as the Forest People across the pond in the UK. This woodland crew was all the rage, featuring 7 captivating sets that whisked us away to a realm of trees, forts, and intriguing hideouts. The Forestmen saga unfolded until 1990, leaving us with cherished memories of their woodland exploits. But fast forward to 2010, and the minifigures theme threw us a delightful curveball. A Forestman figure armed with a shiny new bow piece, adding a modern twist to the classic charm, just so happened to show up. The Forestmen made their grand entrance in 1987 with the enchanting 6066 camouflaged outpost, setting the stage for more woodland wonders. The following year, though, brought additional sets and the iconic stag emblem, solidifying their place in LEGO lore. Until the twilight of 1990, though, a total of 9 sets showcased the Forestmen in various roles, from stealthy hideouts to sturdy fortresses and even humble carts. But even with all of this, the Forestman saga didn't end there, because in 1996, a brief revival emerged with the introduction of Dark Forest, sharing the same crest and featuring woodland hideouts reminiscent of its predecessor. And with 19 original Forestmen, a Forest Woman, and the later collectible minifigure releases, our forest-loving friends total a charming 21. And it still got canceled though. This one's a more popular one, Hidden Side. Now this was a really captivating LEGO theme that made its debut on August 1st, 2019. It had a haunted town named Newbury where ghosts roam freely, setting the stage for an immersive experience through an augmented reality app. Yes, really, the Hidden Side theme is not just about building sets, it's also about unraveling mysteries and capturing mischievous ghosts using the magic of AR. To join the ghost hunting fun, all you needed to do was just grab the app from the App Store or Google Play, whatever you use, and also probably have a set or two. Now here's the cool part though, because even though the sets were actually designed to sync with the app, they weren't your average run-of-the-mill AR gimmick set like everyone else tries to do. Each set boasted standard system set features, ensuring a blast of playability regardless of your AR adventures. And at the launch, the theme treated us to a spooktacular array of 8 sets, each offering a unique piece of the haunted puzzle. But like I always say, good things must come to an end, and Hidden Side actually ended off and got canceled at around the end of 2020 or 2020. However, fans received a small consolation prize with an update to the Hidden Side app in March of 2021 for some reason, but it doesn't matter. It's gone. Futuron. Futuron was quite the intriguing sub-theme in the LEGO Space Saga that graced us with its presence from 1987 to 1990. Imagine a group of intrepid space explorers, the Futuron astronauts, navigating the celestial expanse in a quest for discovery. But hold on, it's not all smooth sailing, because these cosmic pioneers found themselves in a friendly competition with the astronauts from Blacktron, adding a dash of intergalactic rivalry to the mix. And what's fascinating is that the Futuron astronauts decided to pay homage to their classic space predecessors, donning a familiar color scheme and logo. It's like a cosmic reunion with a modern twist. And with a stellar lineup featuring more than 17 different sets, Futuron firmly established itself as one of the larger and more intriguing factions in the vast LEGO space universe. And finally, Speed Racer. Speed Racer was one of the most anticipated themes to hit the shelves back in 2008. It had sleek racing cars, adrenaline pumping speed, and the thrilling vibe of the film Speed Racer, which in turn took inspiration from the iconic anime by Tatsunoko Productions. But even with all of that, Speed Racer, despite its promise, was a bit of a pit stop in the LEGO lineup, zooming onto the scene in 2008 and making a swift exit the same year. And you're probably wondering, why that? Well, it turns out that the film didn't quite rev up the box office as expected. Anyways, which set, movie, product, item, or anything that was on this list do you wish never got canceled? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Oh my god!